So, guess we'll just get right into it.
Yes.
I suppose. So, last time in Renascence, party wound down their last few days of downtime, returned to Montybon to begin preparing for Daggermore. Magic items were collected, details about the operation were worked out with your contact, Veppy Ellen Kelly. The party is tentatively planning to make contact with Stephen Pythe, an ally of Ranzal's, hoping to work their way into an amicable meeting with the wanted pirate with minimal fuss. Details about the island and its politics were gathered, and passage to Daggermore was booked aboard the Llewellyn with an old friend of Veppy's. So, we are opening the session. You guys are gathered at sunrise at the waterfront on Eurizon 34th. You can just now see the ship that is to bear you to Daggermore coming into sight over the horizon to the north. Are there any questions before we begin?
Did we ever get a proper description of Ranzal? From what's her name? Because I don't have anything written.
You can definitely get one.
I wrote big orc guy.
Big old orc who looks like John and has a big beard. Okay.
Nothing specifically identifying, like a tattoo or a scar or something.
I mean, looks like John is the primary identifier. Big guy, dark skin.
Does he have? Or this guy's an orc, right?
He is an orc.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess his hair has kind of an auburn tinge to it, hence the name Bloodbeard would probably come out. It's probably starting to gray at this point. But yeah, I mean, he's a big old orc that looks like John, but like fucking, 30, 40 years older.
Is his skin a human skin tone, or is it like a traditional, like a gray or green, like an orc?
It is, it's darker than John's, but it's got a pretty human sort of hue to it.
Okay. No further questions.
All right. Anyone else? All right.
That's it.
So, one small order of business before we proceed. Does anybody have any supplies that they want to have procured before leaving Montybon?
I want at least 20 days of rations.
20 days of rations on Barnaby.
I'd like to second that.
Okay. So that'll be 10 gold each.
Okay.
What is Noel's ration count at the moment?
I would say it's probably pretty. Let's just assume we're starting fresh on rations because we were not tracking them super closely on in our last adventure here.
Okay, then I will also buy the 20 days of rations. That seems like a smart amount.
All right.
I'd also like to get at least a gallon of water.
A gallon. Okay.
Just for John.
Wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Let me see. How many water skins do you have right now?
Let me find out. I think I just have the one.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have the one that can hold 4 pints.
Okay, so one more water skin will get you to a gallon.
I've got 2 water skins. I'm going to want them filled.
2 skins?
Yeah, I've already got the 2 skins.
Okay.
I would like to buy a black fabric so that I could make another cloak on the way there that looks less nice than mine.
Okay.
And this is why you do the inner lining as being the thing that has the magic on it, because you can sew it onto other things.
Oh, can Lauren spend money on a pirate outfit?
Yeah, sure.
Same, actually.
How nice do you want your outfit to be?
Mid-tier, where it's not like it's like, oh, they look nice, but not like, oh, they have a fuck ton of money, let's rob them.
Okay.
But I don't want it to be ratty and.
So, like, basic day wear is going to be like half a gold. Like, sturdy traveling clothes, 2 gold. Costumes are like 5, and then fine clothing, like, evening wear is going to be 15.
I'll just go with kind of common, like traveler's clothes.
Okay,
For
so
2 gold.
2 gold in pirate fashion.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay.
Will fabric itself just cost 2 if it's sturdy fabric?
Fabric will be cheaper than that. It is 1 silver piece per square yard.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and buy like maybe like 6 yards. 6 yards seems safe.
Okay.
In case I mess up.
That is 18 square feet, I think, of, or no, 6 yards would be... 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's a 3 by 3 foot, so
9 square feet? No.
9 times 6 is 56 square feet of fabric.
Oh, Jesus.
If I'm doing that math right.
Well, because don't forget, I'm doing a full length cloak and I'm
54.
getting a hat, so that's going to be like.
Yeah, that is 54. Okay. Yeah, you'll definitely have enough. So, 6.
Oh, and I
silver,
might mess up.
also fair. You have room for error.
Yeah.
So yeah, 6 silver for 6 square yards.
How much are sending stones?
Those would be a few hundred gold pieces, probably.
200 gold?
Are you asking to commission some, or are you asking if somebody has some on hand?
I would probably have maybe done it. See if anybody has it on hand, I guess.
So, you do know that Admiral Bevy does have a set of sending stones.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, not sending stones. She's got the
screw.
earrings, right?
Oh, the
Or did she have
message
sending
earrings.
stones?
No, she did have sending stones.
Yeah, okay. No, she had both. She had short range and long range. So she does have the sending stones.
I don't know if I want to take it from that lady.
Why?
She's struggling enough.
She's not
I
gonna
don't
use
know.
them. She's stuck here.
They're for other purposes. They weren't for party. They were for her hose.
She literally gave them to you guys to save Monty-Bon.
Wait, did I try to give that stuff back to her?
You
I
did
thought
give
I
it back
did.
to
Give it
her.
back.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can I ask her if I can buy them from her?
Yeah, sure. I mean, 200.
Okay.
All right.
Here you go.
How much
Also-
would starch cost?
How much would what?
Starch.
Starch.
Mhm.
How much do you want?
That's how you make fabric stiff.
Okay. How much do you want?
Anyway,
Like a pound or?
Oh no, that'd be like maybe like a quarter or half a pound. Like at max half a pound.
Like a copper.
Cool. I gotta make the hat stiff. Gotta have a brim on it. I have a system. Sorry.
That's fair.
Can I
I'll
use,
send-
use like a wire for a hat?
It depends on the hat. So like felt hats don't have wires in them, but they still manage to retain their shape.
Okay. Today I learned.
Tomorrow you do.
Lauren. Lauren will send a letter to Adlar and put a sending stone in there for me.
Wow.
Okay, so you're gonna mail him a package with the sending stone. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's like on the sending stone?
So her sending stones were not quite so intimidating as your first set. These have the appearance of just like 2 faces, just like human faces, with their mouths kind of wide open, like you could talk into them.
Okay. I was curious.
Nothing too crazy.
I was hoping for.
They're like making like the up face.
Cute.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I had.
Okay. So sending stones, one on their way to Adlar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's probably going to be like a week before he gets that, but anything else? Does anybody else want rations or extra water?
Extra water would be good, I think.
Okay, so it's 2 silver for an extra skin.
I have a really random question.
Mm-hmm.
Could a Lauren technically just drink salt water since she lived underwater? Because, like, I don't feel like there'd ever be fresh water.
I think that's a
Underground.
different system. Because, like, whenever you're underwater, you're filtering it through your gills. And it's not going into your stomach.
I mean, ocean fish don't get dehydrated from drinking salt water. True, like they.
No, that's
I
because
was just
they're
curious.
filtering the salt now. That's what things are for.
Yeah.
Okay, if Lauren gets thirsty, she'll grab a rope, tie it to her waist, throw her overboard, and she'll just drink from the ocean.
Well, you're not gonna be by the ocean this entire trip. You'll be inland for a portion of it, maybe.
Well, that's why she has
So-
alcohol. That's what she'll substitute water.
Okay, how much booze do you have?
Oh, I wanted to, like, stockpile, like,
Okay,
a lot.
how much money do you want to spend on booze? That is your.
I was thinking
that is the
20 to
question.
50 bottles of a variety of alcohol.
Okay.
Oh no, you're gonna do full Jack Sparrow. Where's the rum going?
Yeah, pretty much. Her bag's gonna be empty. Where's the alcohol?
Okay, so a gallon of ale is going to be like 2 silver. A bottle of basic wine, similar price. Fancy wine goes up to 10 gold pieces. So if you're wanting like adequate quality, 50 bottles, that's
Let's
going to
do
be like how much?
Let's do 25 bottles.
25 bottles.
But this is of liquor, not of wine or ale.
Okay.
She don't drink that stuff. Rarely.
Okay. We'll call it a gold a bottle, just on average.
Okay.
Cool. So Lauren has 20 bottles of alcohol in addition to
25.
25 bottles of alcohol in addition to a couple skins of water.
Oh, and then how much would
Uses the water to water it down so it lasts longer.
It's not drinking water. It's watering down the booze.
Oh, and then
Why is this
probably
beer
on Feral,
salty?
I would have bought a bunch of weed. So how much would
What's the price around here? It's like a gram per 40, 50 bucks.
Oh, she would go through Adlar. She'd be like, Adlar, hook me up with some marijuana. Maybe some mushrooms before I go. Like,
Oh,
just get a little
shit.
bit of.
Okay.
Lauren has plans for Daggermore.
It surely does.
Not that she'll remember them by the time we get there.
That's what I was saying. Lauren's gonna need a child backpack leash.
I'll say it's probably about a gold a gram too for
A
weed.
gold a gram?
It's like $1.
Look, there's a reason most people don't have drug addictions, Lauren.
Does that
Now
seem
we were back
excessive
on
to you?
Faerul, it might be cheaper because that's part of the way.
I was gonna say, I think it's
On
dependent
Feral,
on
that
how,
seems really excessive.
I think
No,
it depends
but
on
we're
how,
on Montalban now, right? We're not on
Well, she
Faerul,
said
so
when we
we're
were on
cheaper.
payroll, she would stock up.
Oh,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because I think literally I'm pretty sure one of the
Okay.
sessions when she like
half a gold a gram on Feral. Is that fair?
they gave free blunts out at the fucking
You paid for a room. That was part of your package.
Okay, well,
If
never
you
mind. I'm
just wanna
not buying
stock-
it. I'm stockpiling.
If you're
from
just gonna
that
steal
resort.
that shit from your time at the
Oh, yeah.
resort, fine, sure. You've got yourself a nice
Nice
bundle of fucking blunts.
Okay.
Um,
Can I buy apples while in Montbon?
yeah, apples are available.
How much is it per pound of apples?
The
'Cause apples last for a while, as far as fruit goes.
You know, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck you'd even estimate that. Is that like
I will also accept a rate
Like,
of per
half
apple.
a silver for an apple? How's that?
Okay. Alright. I will get 10 apples.
10 apple. Actually, wait. How much is a fucking loaf of bread? Bread is 2 copper. You know what? Okay, two copper for an apple.
I'll get 10 apples. So
10 apples.
2 silver.
2 silver.
thank you. I was
See.
not mathing properly.
I'm done. I got my
Alright.
stuff.
So, final check on food and the like. I got 20 rations for Barnaby, John, and Noel.
Oh, I said 20.
You want 22? Okay.
Oh!
And you already marked it off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would also
Burberry,
like to buy some
Burberry
limes.
bought squid sickles and apples.
Squid sickles forever. And limes. I'd like to buy some limes.
Limes, okay.
I feel like I would know to do that, because scurvy sucks.
It's contagious in Pirate World.
Well, no, I just meant as somebody who traveled a lot. Like, I feel like
Yeah, that's fair.
something that's...
It's not a super long trip, so you're probably not going to be like super hard up for good food. I think it's like 6 days to get to Daggermore from here. But
We are very, very prepped for this 6-day boat ride.
you are very, very prepped. Not even. It's 3 days. It's a three day ride.
And who knows? This boat could crash again, and we could get stranded somewhere else.
And now you'll be glad you had limes. Good point. Okay.
I think the other part of this worry is like, are we gonna be able to get like normal rations on a pirate island?
I think there's a whole. It's like a market. It's like a whole island
got-
of,
yeah,
of
they got-
people.
She told you there was a whole like farming village north of Beddingwich called Stormsdown.
It's not just pirates.
But we don't know who controls those and who's allowed to buy. And
Yeah, it might
That's
be.
true.
It might
No,
have like
yeah,
airport
prices up.
prices.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like how marked up is this place gonna be? Yeah, I'll say limes are a copper each.
I'll get 4 limes.
Okay.
No, wait. Sorry. 5 limes, so everyone
then-
gets a lime.
Yeah, Burberry's got fruit, squid sickles. Dining on those. Oh, that reminds me. The frickin' the icebox thing.
Yes.
So I did not find any magic items. I could
I
have sworn
figured
there was
there
one.
wouldn't be, because I'm basically just asking for a small lunchbox cooler thing.
Yeah, I would have sworn there was something to that effect, but I figure that's not like a terribly powerful big thing. We'll just call it common, and 50 gold pieces if you want to commission, or if you want to just make it yourself.
I can make it myself.
I mean, I don't know what magic Burberry knows off the top of my head. It's
No freezy stuff.
like
I don't
no
have any
freezes.
A ray
elements
of
and stuff.
frost or
okay.
Okay.
So commissioning that
I-
could probably be done, before you guys leave if you commission it early.
I mean, we have an artificer.
Not yet.
Isn't Barnaby an artificer?
just a fighter.
Why did I think you were an artificer?
Just likes guns.
Is the gun.
Actually, the squidsicle guy said he could cast cold magic, so maybe he can
Yes, the
enchant
squid sickle guy can
box.
master. I don't know if he can make stuff like that though. But yeah, no, I'll. And you said I can get it before it's done, so I can just go ahead and put it in my inventory.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll call it the chill box.
I'm so confused, man. By Barnaby not being artificer.
to refrigerated lunchbox.
I do plan to be one at one point, but I'm not yet.
That's actually just what the box does. Is it just like twice a day or something casts ray of frost on the inside?
Just an insulated little box. Okay.
You open it up
and
just
because, because this is probably going to come up. How big is this box?
I mean, you said lunchbox sized.
Yeah.
So, do you want it to be like a little tin lunchbox, or do you want like a modern like cooler satchel lunchbox?
I need it to be big enough to carry 19 squid pops and 10 apples.
Probably closer to a satchel then.
Okay.
Burberry's walking around with a Yeti.
I'm down.
Alright. Last call. Any shopping before you depart?
I think I'm good.
Off to
Wait,
dagger.
I want carving tools.
Carving tools.
Yes.
Like wood cutting tools.
Yes.
This is doable. 1 gold piece.
Done.
Alright. So,
For stuff to do, I guess I'll also pick up a pack of cards for 3 Dragon Ante.
oh shit.
Now that I know how to play thanks to all those teenagers.
Do you need a special deck
that's-
for it? Because Noelle has playing cards.
There is a special 3 Dragon Ante deck.
Okay.
But you could also just play regular cards as well. But it is 1 gold piece for a 3 Dragon Ante set.
Hey. I'll pick that up too.
Alright.
So I will also play regular cards. Just for variety, you know.
Alright, cool. Excuse me. So, as you guys are sort of going over your supplies, taking inventory, making sure you guys are fully stocked and ready to go, the sun continues to climb, and your ship, the Llewellyn, draws into port. Before long, the mooring lines have been cast, the gangplank has been set down, and you see the crew beginning to disembark, kind of disperse across the pier, making some quick purchases from some of the vendors out in the early morning. One figure, a tall, dragonborn man, with this sort of, it's not quite a beard, since it's just kind of this fleshy dewlap, but it is very prominent, kind of hanging low out of his collar from his chin. He will make his way towards you, and kind of looking you guys over. I take it that you are my party for Beddingwich, is that correct?
That's correct. What's your name?
Captain Thearth Odenesh Lorkaroth. You may simply call me Captain Lore, if that is easier to remember.
Captain Lord is. I'll offer a hand to shake.
He will shake your hand in response.
What's the name of his boat?
This is the Llewellyn. Llewelyn.
I wasn't even close.
I'm just gonna spell it wrong because it means I'll pronounce it correctly.
Yeah.
That's fair. For what it's worth, it's Elvish for it's a water bird, I think, from out west. But bought it off a friend when they retired. Good fellow. So, you all ready to go?
I think so. Have you made the trip to Daggermore a lot?
I make it a few times a year. It's interesting place. Probably talk more once we're underway. But my men are already starting to come back with supplies, so follow me. I'll show you around the ship, show you the quarters. Won't be down there for too long, but you know, best make yourselves comfortable while you are here. He'll give you the quick tour. It is not a very large ship. It's like a two-deck sort of sloop. There is a pretty sizable cargo hold. No galley to speak of, just a very small compartment that is sort of used by the cook to actually do any cooking. Looks like people just kind of mill about the deck to eat. And the crew quarters in the back of the ship are a little cramped. And adding an extra 5 people to that, it's going to be some work to kind of make everyone fit. So if you want to spread out into the cargo hold, he tells you you're more than welcome to make yourself comfortable out there. Just, mind loose barrels, be careful.
Do you have any rules about smoking?
Above deck, please.
Okay. Thought I'd ask.
Got to maintain the retail value of this here vessel, you see. That stench kind of starts to stick into the floorboards, and it's hard to offload.
Okay.
Got another decade in me left, I think, before I need to start looking into that. So, but I appreciate you asking. So, without any further ado, within a couple hours of weighing anchor, you'll see Captain Lore's crew make their way back to the ship, laden with supplies, fresh food, replenished water, and without any real fanfare, they will pull out of the wharf here and make for the open seas, bound for Daggermore. So, Daggermore. As soon as he's got a moment alone to kind of debrief.
Sure.
Lauren just looks excited.
Or she'd be excited for a debriefing.
As,
First debriefing.
I got it. God damn it. Any of you ever been before?
No.
Nope.
Well, short story. Pleasant enough place, as long as you stick to the main roads and the Riviera. Things get a little dicier in the smaller neighborhoods off the main roads. So unless you're looking for trouble, I'd advise avoiding them. He looks very pointedly at you all as he says that. I have been told that you have some particular business on the island. Don't mean to dissuade you from anything, just letting you know it can be precarious if you stray off the main thoroughfares.
It's good to know. Thank you.
Sure thing. It sounded like y'all had some questions earlier. If I can be of any service, feel free to ask.
Boy, we had a lot of questions answered already. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we forgot to ask or missed. Do you know of any nice places? Well, it doesn't have to be nice, but any safer places to stay in Beddingwich?
Yeah, the Riviera is going to be your best bet if you're looking for hospitable lodgings, so to speak. It's kind of a waterfront district, caters to visitors to the island. And you've got your choice of lodgings there too. You can get as rich as you like. Highest end is going to be the Royal Colonial. That is a real nice little resort that got built up there. Granted, that is directly owned by Mr. Pythe. I'm sure you've heard that name already. But his crew is not exactly active at the resort. They work security, but beyond that are not terribly involved with the interior. So it is among the safer places on the island to stay.
Something like in the middle of the road, maybe is what we're more looking for.
I mean, there's plenty of taverns, halfway houses. I mean, there's some nicer hotels too. Let me think here. Sapphire House ain't bad. And that's just off of the Bergen's Boardwalk, so it's pretty accessible. There's another nice spot down in the Riviera, King's Bluff. Not as swanky as the Colonial, but it is it's nice, you know. I generally go with the Crescent. That one's directly off the wharf. If I'm looking to get off the ship for any period of time while I'm there, I'll stay there. It's nice enough.
Okay.
I think that's one of Max's establishments.
Well, I've got some options to look into then. To be perfectly honest with you, we have learned quite a bit about Daggermore in the last few days. So I guess we don't have a ton of questions for you at this point.
Sure. I would imagine you've been as prepared as you can be for a little errand. Kind of looks nervously at you all. Y'all feeling up to it?
I think so.
I hope that's the case. Forgive my saying so, but you are not the first friends of Miss Vevy's that I've ferried across the channel here.
We are going to try and avoid the mistakes those last parties made.
Well, if you figure out what they were, it's a good start.
Well, I feel like step one is don't talk to this Zan guy. What was his name? Yeah, Zan. Both the previous parties did that.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine he might be under scrutiny, considering how things played out.
That's our assumption.
Safe bet. Wish I could offer more advice, but beyond a bit of light smuggling, I'll be honest with you. This is not my area of expertise.
Oh, sounds like we're all. I didn't mean for this in the same boat.
Well, excuse it, just this once.
Genuinely, like halfway through the sentence, I'm like, I'm just shit.
Son of a bitch. A rock falls out of the clear blue sky.
Goron!
You give Burberry a heart attack.
Heart
All
attacks.
over.
So,
No, they both had half of one, which that's
Oh,
the whole one.
this is going to be a 3-day trip, as I said earlier. Is there anything that you guys want to try and accomplish over the course of this little journey on the Llewellyn?
Noel, teach me Elvish, please.
More elf
We
talk.
can do more elf lessons.
I thought you were about to say more elvo.
Elvo. Yeah, I can teach. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that needs to be addressed.
Oh, what's John's alibi name?
Oh yeah,
for
we should probably have some kind of
Daggermore?
plan.
Oh, hey, a plan's a good idea, yeah.
What's our backstory?
Didn't we come up with a name for everybody last session?
John was Locks.
Apparently,
That's what I wrote
Locks.
down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have Locks the Shrimp, Opal, Luna, and Tupine.
And treasure chest.
No, that's the
That's
group
Opal.
That's Opal.
Oh.
Yeah, Opal, Treasure Chest, Blunderbuss.
Oh, I think at this point, I'm probably gonna
Probably use
attune
the
to that
shrimp.
magical sword plet. Not sword. The magical moon thingy.
Yes.
Because nobody else is taking it, and at this point, it's just as good as a hand crossbow.
The weapon of the bright moon, right? Or is it the dark
The
moon?
moon, I don't remember, but it's something moon, something.
I'm trying to find my
What are you talking about?
pinned messages. Yeah, the dark moon. So it is presently yeah, it's a D10 weapon.
Oh, it's a D10 right now.
It's the,
I
it's
guess
the
we did a
highest
big
you could
time
go.
skip, yeah.
Yeah, because today is the 34th, so it would have been a D12 or 2D6 for the past, like, 3 days.
Okay.
So today is the first day it is beginning to wane. So D10 until the 38th. So you have 4 days, and then... so you'll have 1 day in Beddingwich as a D10.
I mean, it's still better
figure.
than a hand crossbow for a while.
True.
I forgot to ask a question.
Yes.
Since my shield is now a magic shield, do I have to attune to it?
I do not believe that a +1 shield requires attunement. Double checking.
So the only thing I'm attuned to is just the Serpent Fang on the sword.
Yeah, the Serpent Fang requires attunement. The shield does not.
Okay.
Oh, actually, hold up. It does not look like the Serpent's Fang requires attunement either.
Oh.
Interesting.
Wait, really? Oh, the Serpent's Fang. Yeah.
The Serpent's Fang does not know. Interesting. So that's handy.
I'm not attuned to anything. Okay.
Cool. The Cloaks of Protection do require attunement. Cloaks of Elven kind, I believe, require attunement. Barnaby's boots, I believe, require attunement.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we've covered everybody's
we're
magic
attuned.
item situation
The
pretty well.
The magic weapon was still a lingering thing, so I wanted to just
Yeah.
take care of that now.
I mean, somebody should be using it. Yeah.
Where did we even get this thing?
You picked that up in Feral, I believe. It was on the body of a one of those little, what are they called? Is it a Darkling?
Oh, interesting.
In the Spider Cave.
Okay.
So,
Can I wear my cloak of protection over my cloak of elven kind, or is it a one thing?
you know, I think you could. We'll say it's a little bulky, but
That's fine. I need all the bulk I can get.
I don't know that there's anything precluding you from layering up.
Okay.
It's cooling off slowly as the year goes on, so like the weather at this point is temperate enough you can get away with a double
Oh,
cloak.
it's completely fine. If I get too hot down here, I'll just stick my head in my lunchbox.
That'd be really
Well,
nice,
there you
actually.
go. Yeah, summer that may be less comfortable. Okay, Barnaby's name was the shrimp. Burberry, you're going by what was it again?
Pint.
2 pint?
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm 2 pint-sized critters.
Gotcha. And then Noelle is Luna. Just making sure I've got a record of everyone's names. So yeah, studying Elvish and making a plan, I think, is where you guys left off.
Yes.
Can I multitask and study Elvish while I sew this new coat?
I suppose that's fair.
I rolled a 21 to make it, by the way.
Okay. Let me take a look at the crafting
You can
here.
do that, but your grades start to slip slightly.
Well, like, what we could work on conversational instead of
True.
literate while I do that.
Where is the regular crafting? There we go. I believe you can make, what is it, 50 gold pieces worth of material in a week's time? Or a work week, I should say, so 5 days. So I'm pretty sure you could have this thing done within a couple of days, easy.
I mean, it's not like I have anything else to do besides study Elvish.
Yeah, no real, like,
Unless we get attacked by
intensive
something
time
again.
requirement. Mhm. It's stitching a cloak. This is not like an extravagant dress. So, planning. You guys wanted to make a plan.
Okay. I think we should definitely consider this whole John is the long lost son who's seeking out his father thing. Although I know it makes John uncomfortable, which is unfortunate, but it's probably
The
our
upside, we
easiest
technically
bet.
are lying.
We have what?
On the upside, we're technically not lying.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Seeking out to kill him and seeking him out are the same thing, functionally.
I mean, to be fair, seeking out and seeking out to kill him, the only difference is one of them you add 3 words.
It's a way to look at it.
You need 2 words?
No, to kill him.
Kill him.
3.
I don't know why I was ignoring the him. But
Seeking him out to kill.
Well, and worst comes to worst, we could replace him with ourselves.
Yeah, I'll just be Renzal and you guys turn me in for the bounty. Problem solved.
Until they murder you.
Right.
And that's when you jailbreak her and then bail.
Totally foolproof plan.
Oh man, I wish we could have thought of that when we were still there.
Oh, too late now.
Turn the ship around. We got him, guys.
You've really gone for a
We're
day and a
that
half.
efficient. They'll never believe where we found him.
That's how good we are. So we have an easy plan here. The only thing we need to think about with this is we have to come up with a reason that John would be seeking out his father other than just like, I want to meet my dad. Something that would appeal to Renzal.
A note from his mother?
I want to punch him in the face.
You know, he could respect that.
He probably would respect it, but I don't know if he wants it.
Part of me really hopes that's what you do. I won't lie.
I want to find my father so I can punch him. I'll take you to him.
I want to watch. This is going to be great.
I want to see a man die today.
God damn.
So, like, what's something that John could offer to Renzal as like a appealing prospect?
A knuckle
That is
sandwich.
true.
Like maybe
Okay.
you have some. I don't know anything about fucking pirates. You have a treasure map, or like there's some rich relative or something. I don't know. Just some reason why Renzal would even want to meet. Because like I imagine it's like, oh, this is
maybe a
his son,
Saudi
and he's
prince.
like, yeah, I got 20 of those.
I have these impeccable abs.
Those are great, but
Maybe he wants to join the crew,
it's
I
simple.
guess.
You know, maybe there's a Saudi
That's
prince in
simple.
a foreign country
John
that
looks
needs to
like he could
reclaim
handle
his
himself.
crown.
John needs money to give to a Nigerian prince that he met in Freeport. He was hoping Dad would hook him up.
Dad, I want money.
He says he'll quintuple our fortunes. He just needs 10,000 gold pieces to take back to his home country.
I don't know
Let's
if we're not.
Where-
It depends on if we're appealing directly to him or not. If we're appealing to someone that knows him, we could say John's looking for his mother through his father, since he got a clue to his father, who his father might be. I don't know. I don't know if that would have any direct appeal to him, but
Yeah.
it might to somebody that's like aligned with him.
My assumption is
Sorry, go ahead.
my assumption is that anything that we say to, say, Stephen Pythe is going to probably be run by Renzal. Like, I just have a guess that if we say John wants to meet, or your long lost son wants to meet his father for X reason, Stephen may run that by Renzal and see what he thinks about it. So if we can think of something that's appealing
Maybe
to
John.
That's all.
John wants to test his strength against Renzel.
I do like joining his crew.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one I feel like would appeal to him. It's like, okay, so my son learned about me and wants to join the crew. We'll need to do some tests to see if he's going to be a good fit for my crew. But I feel like that would pique his interest more than like a knuckle sandwich.
Right.
Or
How about a foot-long knuckle sandwich?
so that's my 2 cents. Oh, John, what are you doing to your father?
Will you be using the tentacle for that?
Asserting dominance.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Suck it, old man.
You did hear the part about knuckle sandwich, right?
You said foot long.
Uh-huh.
You said foot
Yeah,
long.
I said a foot-long knuckle sandwich.
But your hand is not a foot long.
That's
If
why
I
I'm
put two of
thinking
them together, if
this
I
is
put
a
two of them
euphemism.
together, they might be.
I would ask to test that theory, but I'd rather not. I like my face.
You don't
Let's
think John has big enough hands?
Let's measure John's hands.
We have to.
My hands are...
I mean, as long as we're not measuring his feet.
You know what they say about feet.
Big shoes.
Yes, that's exactly it, Barnaby. Good job.
Doesn't take that much to think of that.
You just feel a pat on your leg from the cloak. Well, I was going to say that we could possibly offer a reward for the location of his mother. But I do not believe that we know his mother's name and would not have a lot of context for any outsider.
Is there any information John could have that Renzel would want? Just as like a bonus. That's where my brain's at.
How about an information on a change in the drug trade?
Information on a power vacuum in the White Cartel, perhaps.
Exactly.
That's
Interesting.
that's also not a lie. I don't know if
Because
these
he's
pirates
I
associate
don't
with
know if
cartels.
he's interested in that kind of thing, though.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just have to go with the John wants to be a crewmate, and when we get a little more context, maybe we can sweeten the pot too.
What would that make the rest of us then?
His companions watching his back.
Yeah, it's a traveling party.
Fair enough. You don't want to go to Dagmar alone. The road is dangerous.
The destination's even more dangerous.
Actually, question too for Barnaby.
Yes.
Are there any restrictions on who can come with us if we use the Waylight? Because I know that's kind of our escape plan right now. Is like we capture Renzel and then we just hog time and run out into the forest with him. But like, is there any limitations on like it has to be like a willing person to go with us, or there's only so many people that can go, or something like that? Anything like that?
I believe so. DM,
There
do
could
we
be a
have a
willing
write-up
creature.
of the Waylight? Trying to find it.
Yeah, it's kind of more of a DM question, to be honest, but
Yeah, I mean, there is a write-up. I'm pretty sure I posted it in our private chat, David.
Okay. Let me
from
take a
way
look for
back.
that.
I would say for more information about its function, you could definitely try and make an Arcana check, kind of gauging based off your experiences with it so far.
Actually, could I sending to the gatekeeper and just get as many details as we need over the course of these 3 days?
Could I cast Identify on it?
Yeah,
That's also an option, sure.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So sending to the gatekeeper?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've got 3 days. It's definitely more than doable.
I think ultimately I would just want to glean limitation on the number of people and whether the people have to be willing and say like how long one has to spend in a forest before they're familiar with it.
I think the answers that you would get back are there's no hard limit on the number of people that can follow the waylight. The limit is that you have to be able to follow it. You have to be able to see it, or at least see the people following it. Like that there needs to be some connection to it in some way that allows you to
So we can't
reach that unearthly
blindfold
road.
him is the takeaway.
I mean, if you're carrying him, it's not going to just be like, no, you can't. You
I
can't
was gonna
fucking
say.
take. You can't use the waylight. You can't use the waylight while you're carrying a person. That's not allowed. Like it's not that arbitrary.
Some magic
if
items
you're-
are that arbitrary, so it's worth knowing.
Yeah, no. The limit with the waylight is really just like you just have to be following it. So if you lose track of the party following it, or if you lose track of the waylight itself, like you're going to be left behind. So there's no numerical limit on people using it, and there's no contingency about willing or unwilling or anything like that. It is a fey spirit that leads you to a permeable boundary with the Feywild.
Okay.
Effectively is what it's doing. So as long as you can get who you need to that point behind the waylight and just keep following it, like you're fine. No issues there. What was your last question? I can't remember.
Let's see. Oh, how long you have to stay in a forest before it starts to recognize that you're familiar with it?
Gotcha. Staying the night, or at minimum spending most of the day
Okay.
within the forest is usually sufficient to familiarize the waylight with this place you've been to.
So I think Noel would probably pitch that we spend the first night in Beddingwich in the forest, just to cover that base immediately.
Sounds good.
Okay, I think we've got the beginnings of a plan. We're working with what we got, so we're gonna need to get more information before we can really refine things.
Right. Anything else as you continue your voyage?
I think I'm good.
All right. Well, your
As a note, I feel like whenever Burberry goes to sleep on this boat, he tries to make sure that he is as close to the stairs on the second floor down as possible.
sure.
He'd
Basically,
be
just
on
like
the
sleeping
deck, but
under the stairs.
he doesn't think that people will let him. So
That's fair. They don't necessarily want people sleeping above deck because that could be a bad time if a rogue wave hits the ship.
Oh, question
So-
for Burberry, actually. Burberry, what was that gift you were given by that mysterious figure on... Fuck, what was the holiday? Nightfall? Something?
Kind Shadow.
Kind Shadow.
Kind Shadow.
On Kind Shadow.
it gave me a blessing, I think would be the term. A boon.
Oh.
It's not a physical thing.
Right. How does that work?
Honestly, I'm still figuring it out.
Fair enough. Just a boon,
But
alright?
you feel safer while you have it.
It's like a lucky coin.
My lucky invisible pet rock. Always watching out for me.
Okay.
Well, your trip to Daggermore will be fairly quiet and uneventful. The skies are clear over the course of your 3-day voyage. By the end of your first day, you will begin to see Daggermore, just this distant shape on the horizon. Come morning the next day, you guys will be sailing probably within 3 or 4 miles of the coast. Like it's very close at hand. And as you sort of wake up on day 2 and kind of head above deck to stretch and kind of get some sunlight, Captain Laura will point out the island to you, and he will make a point to show you, if you look right there, the furthest north point there, you see that tower kind of rising up, and very distantly there is a fortification visible. Very vague shape. There's not a lot of detail you can see at this distance, but you can definitely make out the shape of this large building, this structure. Lore will tell you guys. So that there is Fort Rocher, island's foremost defense against Montalban. They got cannons all over them fucking walls. It's a mess trying to invade this place. Bad time.
Do they not have a good agreement with Montalban?
Well, Montalban's East Alliance, and Daggermore is Daggermore.
Touche.
They don't want anything to do with the Alliance, and they have made that very clear. So, thought you might want to see.
We're not gonna have trouble passing
Anywho.
it, are we?
Oh no, we're already past. We ain't East Alliance.
Okay.
And he'll actually gesture up to a flag that he's currently flying from the mast. And you'll see up there, it is a black flag with 7 swords crossed in this very intricate 14-point star. As long as you fly a Republic flag, you are clear to enter the channel.
Good to know.
And over the course of this second day, you will see the ship slowly making its way southward along the coast, rounding the southern tip of the island and beginning to head east. You see the landscape in the morning started out as sort of this rocky, craggy, low rising but rugged looking mountains, shifting into these high, very precarious looking cliffs that just completely obscure your view of the interior of the island. From basically noon to sunset, it is just rocks and precipitous drops all the way along the coast, the southern coast. Off to your right, further south, you can very clearly see there are a number of very shallow sandbars not too far off. And a Lauren, I think, would recognize, due to the way the light is sort of catching on the water, the presence of coral reefs in this area as well. And Captain Lore will explain at this point. It's like, this is the Southern Reef, another wonderful facet of Daggermore's defensive position. Does not make approaching the island even remotely.
Lauren will tie a rope to herself
Mm-hmm.
and then to the ship and then
Oh, man, she's gone.
Yeah.
Jumping down, you can see down below there is clear sign of like broken dead coral that's sort of washed up against the shore and sort of collected in the channel here. And in the distance, sort of catching the beams of sunlight filtering through the top of the water, you can see the various twisting, branching, colorful shapes of a massive reef formation that seems to stretch for miles in either direction, east or west. It's just this long, like, barrier reef situation. Tons of fish and wildlife down here. You've got schools of them kind of following in the shadow of the boat itself as you guys continue to sail eastward. But there's dolphins, octopus, a few sharks here and there, all kind of darting about at various distances from the ship. It's much more lively scene than what you recall seeing around Montalban.
Beautiful. Noel definitely does some writing.
As the sun sets on your second day of travel, you lose sight of the cliffs off to your left, but you do begin to see, for those of you who stay up, occasionally there are a few pinpoints of light just sitting at the top of the cliffs. The first signs of settlement, evidence of structures built there along the cliff's edge. Lighthouses every few miles, the occasional small village. And come morning, you guys will wake to find yourselves sailing northward along the eastern coast of the island. The island is now off the left side, starboard side, I think, of the ship. And the cliffs begin to give way to these rolling, very picturesque hills and countryside. Now that you're getting a proper look at the island interior itself, it's surprisingly densely settled. It is just hill after hill after hill after hill of this, like, beautifully tilled farmlands, these windbreaks, long rows of trees growing here and there, kind of breaking up the properties. These quaint little villages kind of nestled alongside streams are visible in the distance, deeper inland. And as you draw further northward, you begin to see signs of that civilization beginning to cluster. You see more towns, more villages beginning to sort of collect in the vicinity. And up ahead, further north, there is clear evidence of Beddingwich. You can hear the city long before you reach it. You can smell it long before you reach it. The stench of an urban environment mixing with the sea breeze begins to fill your nose. And before long, in the late afternoon, you guys are pulling into port here, weighing anchor in the harbor of Beddingwich. No issues arriving here. The music died. Let me fix that.
Burberry breeze easier.
Now that you're on land. So, pulling into Beddingwich, it's a dense harbor city. There are elements to this that are reminiscent of Freeport. It is not quite as large, but it is definitely just as dense. Not nearly as hilly. This whole area seems to be on a pretty, like, flat, open coastal plain, this harbor. And the harbor itself is just filled with ships. And then being in such close proximity almost makes this look like an even busier port than Fruitport, which is much more spread out along the entire perimeter of that peninsula. Here it is just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ships, basically stacked on top of each other along these docks. And it takes some maneuvering with very long oars to actually get this sloop, small as it is, into a decent position along the docks where it's not smashing into anybody and, they can moor safely. You can see along the waterfront lots of shops and eateries, taverns and hotels have been built and maintained. A pretty sizable crowd of merchants have stalls, makeshift stalls set up, selling along the piers in front of their ships. I think one thing that stands out to you much more prominently than you ever noticed anywhere else, there are very distinct crowds of people, men and women, of various races, very heavily armed, who are being given a wide berth by most folk walking about, going about their business today. There's at least one every street in either direction that you can see as you guys are sort of taking this in as you sail down the harbor. This place is crawling with these armed crews of what you can only assume to be the eponymous pirates of Daggermore.
You mean not completely upstanding gentlemen? I do say.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Too scary.
Changed my mind.
You know what? This wasn't a good idea.
Too
We'll
many
consider
shifty
it.
sea dogs around here. Turn the ship around. Not okay. So, as you guys are pulling into port, Captain Laura will probably track you all down and let you all know. It's like, "Y'all just let me handle the welcoming committee. Well, once we've got everything sorted out, you guys are free to go about your business as you see fit." Now, to reiterate, I'm sure we covered this during the trip, but I've forgotten. Do y'all plan to leave town with me, or are you planning to find your own transportation?
We do have a way out. However, given the uncertain nature of things and we don't know exactly how things are going to play out, probably should keep you around for at least a few days until we have our bearings.
Sure. I mean, I can stay in town as long as a week. After that, I'm going to start running a little low on funding.
Let's call it
So,
a week, and I will contact you. I probably would have told him I was sending at this point over the course of our trip.
that's handy. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So he will be in town for the rest of the week. And today is the 37th of Irison.
Is the waylight charged now? How long were we on Montauban after we used it? 8 days?
You guys left the 21st.
Oh, so it's plenty charged.
So you arrived on the 26th.
Oh.
And it would have had...
So that's 11
Yeah,
days?
no, it would be
So
charged.
it just got
at this
charged
point.
yesterday. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, before anyone would ever have a chance to see Noelle as a changeling, I definitely would officially switch into pirate mode.
Okay.
Probably would have picked out some kind of darker outfit with like a smaller black kind of tri-corner hat and like maybe light blue accents and highlights across the outfit. And I think I would switch to, say, like a tan-skinned elven woman, but with ears that are almost exaggerated long, like almost like kind of fae origins, kind of unknown.
Okay.
Just to be a wild card. So that'll be
Alright.
Noelle's Luna persona while we're here.
Okay. Any other preparations before you guys disembark?
Gabriel
Precautions.
it's geared up, but his basically it's a little similar to what he was wearing, but it's like a dusty black version. Instead of the hat, it's a hood.
Okay.
John's gonna turn on his pirate appeal by frowning more.
That's possible?
Frown more, John.
Noel's gonna take a
John's
marker
gonna
and
go
draw
from his
an
normal
anchor on
just-
John's arm.
John's just gonna go from his normal neutral face to like a scowl.
You take
That's
you
all
take
he
that
needs.
marker and fill in the eyebrows.
Just like there. Now he's angry.
That's all he needs to do. Now he's a pirate.
Basically.
Okay.
Lauren will change her outfit.
Okay. What are you wearing?
Sexy pirate. Imagine
Okay.
sexy pirate.
Define sexy pirate for me, because this could go anywhere. How sexy? How sexy are we
Describe
talking?
how sexy you are.
Spare no detail.
I feel like she might be wearing something a little bit different. So instead, she'll have like a dress kind of thing,
Okay.
and it'll just kind of like flare out, but it has like really high cuts on her legs on the sides.
Okay.
And then it's like a deep plunging like V-neck with like a belt and stuff
Okay.
and some hanging stuff, but no.
Some bangles.
Here, I'll send it to you so you can get an idea. This is my inspiration
Oh shit.
behind Pyro
Okay.
Lauren.
We've got reference material.
We do have reference material. Okay. Well, I figured she might change her outfit a little bit, Okay, I'll just put it in general.
General.
Yeah.
I just flipped down my visor.
There you go.
Cock's birthday.
Our remote activated.
Something kind of like that.
Okay. We can work with that.
So,
Oh, that's cool.
sexy pirate Lauren.
I wanted to draw
You got the
reference for
bandana?
mine, but
Mm-hmm.
You forgot to
ran out of time.
add that asterisk that says "but shorter."
Yes, but shorter.
Yes, but bite-sized. So Lauren is in gear. Noel's in gear. Burberry's got new gear. John is scowly, and Barnaby is lowering his visor. So
Only so much I can do with all this armor.
Don't underestimate John Skell. He's got the tusks and everything. Remember?
that's fair. That's fair. So as you guys are preparing yourselves, Captain Lore and his first mate and a couple other members of his crew will disembark, and you will see them greeted by a group of probably 24 of these heavily armed individuals. They've got short swords. Some of them you actually see are carrying firearms, pistols. One of them's carrying a long gun. They will sort of make their way down the wharf towards Captain Lore, very purposeful. And you see them kind of start hashing things out. As they do, Lore will eventually give a whistle and kind of beckon to the ship. You'll see much of his crew begin to disembark, and he'll point out to you guys as well and kind of beckon for you guys to come down as well.
Sure.
Just wanted to get a look at everybody, that's all. So you will see the lead of this sort of armed posse kind of step past Lore and quickly eyeball every member of this crew and all 5 of you. And as they reach you, they kind of see what you're all wearing, get a read on this get-up, and you see this kind of confusion start, and then kind of a smirk, and some nodding. And this
We
woman,
went to him.
this woman's just wearing like a basic, like kind of a white kind of cotton tunic and breeches and those sailing boots with a sash and her sword at her side. Tall, broad-shouldered, hair just kind of pulled back in this messy like half dreaded sort of ponytail. She will kind of make eye contact with Aloran and Noelle specifically. She kind of like glances over at Barnaby with like a really like the eyebrows kind of come up, but she looks at you two before she kind of turns back to Lore, finishes her conversation. You see Lore hand over a pretty sizable little packet of gold.
I'm sorry.
And
Oh God.
she will gesture down the wharf. You'll see her party sort of part ways, clearly signaling you are free to pass if you so choose. And most of her group will begin to head back down the wharf towards the waterfront, the main pier. Lore's going to direct his crew back on the ship. They're going to continue, securing the vessel and gathering what needs to be unloaded. As the crowd sort of disperses, this woman will now turn back to your party, having finished with Lore, and step up to the five of you. Well, this is an eclectic bunch.
Suppose you could say that.
Take it you're not with the captain. She's just got her arms crossed with a big smirk on her face.
For what it's worth, I did think about whether we were going to go too far with the outfits. It's funny, I imagine that, like, me and Lauren's costumes, like, still have, like, the fold lines from, like, a new outfit or something like that. Noelle would definitely have, like, in this moment, she would have leaned over to Lauren and be like, we probably should have, like, dirtied these up or something before. The first blunder of the blunderbuss twins.
Lauren's just like, oh no, we overdid it.
For some reason,
Oh, we did overdid it.
I have a feeling like John is the only normal-looking one in this group.
Actually, I feel like Burberry looks okay.
Speak for yourself.
I think it's just me and Noelle.
I'm sorry, Burberry. How many, Barnaby? How many people do you think are in full plate armor all the time?
Carrying a gun. I picture Barnaby like standing at the ready, gun in hands, like
He's our guard.
like on alert.
Burberry, what are you wearing?
It's the same riding cloak I usually wear. It's just black.
But with a hood.
Okay.
And
And a
hooded
hood.
instead of a
I
hat.
don't have
So,
that.
Slightly
so
more
bas-
somber.
so basically, John and Burberry are the only ones that look like semi-normal.
You're going to earn these outfits.
Two of them look like they're going to a costume party, and the other one looks like he's afraid to even get smacked.
Barnaby looks like the guy who gears up to go to fucking Walmart.
Oh, God.
Say, I resemble that remark.
I fear we are going to stick out like sore thumbs this year.
Noelle, we need to go change.
This woman's already standing in front of you. She's just got her arms crossed with kind of this coy
You know what?
smile on her face.
Lauren's gonna play it off and be like, "What, you like what you see?" or some shit. Because she knows she
Well, she
looks
didn't even
hot.
comment on the costumes, I don't think. Or no, she said we were an eclectic
Well,
bunch.
Well,
I
she
mean,
said
that's not inaccurate.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's really true.
Hmm.
I also don't
First
remember
time.
what she said, but
First time in Daggermore, she'll ask as you guys just kind of like look at each other.
perhaps.
I think Burberry just outright goes, "Oh dear, what gave us away?" Like completely unconvincing on purpose.
She will probably crack at that and just kind of like shake her head and laugh. Well, listen, folks, I don't want to burst your bubble, but it's not exactly a theme park around here. You know, people do live on this island.
I just wanted to be a sexy pirate. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted from here.
You're a very sexy pirate. You're lovely.
Thank
I mean, listen, if you're looking for work, I mean, I'm sure there's some clubs down at the Riviera that could probably use some new dancers if you're into that kind of thing. You're dressed for it.
Oh, I'm. Lauren's just gonna be like.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Whew. You're like, I'm gonna walk away before I fight somebody.
They're only gonna allow her to stay there if they lock their alcohol behind like steel bars. So the way she'll
Fair,
drink
she
them
did
all.
drink plenty.
Oh, she's a drinker? Oh, you'll fit right in, actually.
Oh, do you want to see? And then she'll start pulling bottles out. Oh, do you want something to smoke?
I'm not going to say no. She'll stick a hand out.
All right, she'll hand off.
That's how we make friends.
Lauren and her party ways. This is how
You seem
get
mad.
through
Would you like a blunt?
Yeah.
New friend
Cool
acquired.
you off a little bit.
She'll pull out a match of her own, just light it, and it's good. Is that for Ellie?
Mhm.
They grow good shit down there.
Oh,
Well, I am Manuel. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. If you have any questions, if you have anything you need, feel free to find me. I'm usually out here at the wharfs, but come night, I'll be in there. And she'll point over to a tavern nearby. And you will see the sign, which you've already been briefed on before you arrived, reads that this is the Crescent.
And who is this? Like, what role
This
does
is-
she have?
Well, this is good. I run the wharf crew for Max out here on the waterfront. This is Max's dock, see? So, you weigh anchor here, you pay Max. You weigh anchor over there, you pay one of the other fuckwads that run this town.
Good to know.
This is a woman who loves her job.
It's got its perks.
Lauren will like whisper to Noelle and be like, "Do I really look like a stripper?"
Noelle doesn't know how to answer. You look really good, Lauren.
Like, I'm okay. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not. Fuck y'all.
Don't
Fuck all of
change.
you.
We're committed to this. We are going to earn these costumes, like I said.
Out of curiosity, what brings you guys to Daggermore?
Him. I'll gesture over to John.
How you doing, big guy? She's probably like a solid foot and a half shorter than you.
John just kind of grumbles. Fine.
You sound it. What about him? She'll turn back to you guys.
He is looking for someone who he lost a long time ago.
Well, can't say as you'll find him here, but you might find a lead. You can find all kinds of weird shit around here.
So we
You heard of the Brigands Boardwalk?
Have we heard of the Brigands
Is that where you
Boardwalk?
can go party?
It's been mentioned a couple times.
Yeah, in passing.
Main Market Street in town. Runs from Westgate to Stormgate, all the way across. You can find anything up there. And I mean anything. Good place to start looking. Free tip. Good luck in your search. Thanks for the weed.
You're welcome.
She is starting to, you can see, lose a little interest and will turn away and begin making her way back towards her crew.
Okay.
Since she didn't get a solid answer from Noelle, she's gonna turn to Burberry and be like, "Do I look like a hooker?"
Burberry is gonna immediately, Burr's gonna immediately chime up and go, "Is that a bad thing?"
No, it's kind of what I was going for.
Pirate hooker chic.
I
Yeah.
mean, to be fair, you're extremely eye-catching on a regular basis. Today is just the black version of it.
Fair. So I think we should like roll around on the deck of the ship, and then Lauren will just like plop down and just start rolling, trying to dirty her outfit a little bit.
Well, Lord, I don't think it was the amount of dirt.
No, that's a good idea, actually. Sorry, I'm checking something.
I love how these two are like trying to dirty the clothes. John's sitting over here with his immaculate pants, like perfectly pressed.
Noelle is going to watch Lauren rolling around the deck of the ship, and then she's going to cast Prestidigitation on herself to dirty up her outfit slightly.
Slightly.
Yeah,
Okay.
just, bits here and there. Get rid
Just
of some of the folds.
a little wear.
Yeah.
Okay.
John just is who he is. He doesn't have to explain himself.
That's fine.
Barnaby's already dirty from his failed gunpowder.
That's fair.
Noelle's going to cast
I look like
Prestidigitation
the
and
correct shade
clean
of
Barnaby's
cleric. I'm
armor.
good. We just hear clank.
Okay. I guess we gotta actually do this quest now, huh?
Let's get going. Then.
Where are we gonna start? Are we gonna start on the boardwalk face,
Let's just take
or
a...
are we gonna go try to get?
Go ahead.
Or are we gonna go familiarize ourselves with the forest first?
We can do that tonight. It's pretty early in the day still.
To be fair, we could do that thing that every book tells you not to do, and not everybody has to be familiar with the forest. Just Barnaby needs to be familiar with the forest.
You just want to plop me in the forest then?
I mean, we can go. Like, we could have a couple of people go with you.
No.
I'm just saying, like, it doesn't need all of us to be in the woods. It just needs the person who's carrying the
was gonna say-
light, right?
Barnaby and Forrest don't really have a good track record.
I came back when it started getting spooky, alright?
I feel
I
like
mean,
Barnaby
you've
was
seen
dumb.
shrimp people and hands and fingers and
if,
you lost fingers.
if there's one thing that
And
I've
what
learned,
about my fingers, huh?
Well, you did see your finger talking to you at one point, right?
Yes.
That,
Well,
yeah. Ask anyone here if that's ever happened to anyone else they know of.
well, have y'all?
No.
have we what? Heard our fingers talking to us?
I admit I am surprised you actually asked.
Heard your family members talk to you?
Not those family members, no.
Like
I was just like, that don't happen to me.
in person, sure, yeah.
I'll see, there you go. In person. Same thing.
I think he means as a whole person, not just the finger.
Barnaby pulls up his visor and you just see a confused look on his face. What?
Never mind.
I believe you are fighting a losing battle there, John.
And thus
We still haven't
That's-
even managed to convince him he's awake.
That's why John gave up.
the conversation ends with Barnaby the same way it always does.
I just think it's a bad idea sending Barnaby to the forest without most of us there.
I think we should probably not send people alone into the forest. I feel like that was
Well,
the
no,
entire lesson of Montalban.
I meant I could go with him.
I think we should just stick together
You're the second most
today.
worrying
And,
one.
you know what? Let's just do a loop around the area and get familiarized with the town first. That's a good place to start. See what we see. Let's go explore.
Illusion boy and disaster person.
So we're gonna go hunt
I'm
down
a
the Steven
disaster
guy.
person. It's just a side effect of existing.
Then the both of you in one spot. Yeah, that's not dangerous.
The bulk of me is always in one spot. Is the bulk of you not always in one spot?
I was referring to you and Barnaby.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Like saying we'll have hallucinatory gods destroying the entire island.
It wasn't hallucinatory. It wasn't even a god. It was just pretending.
Like an asshole.
That's so
Very
much
much so.
The god of assholes.
He's an asshole.
That'd be a smelly person or what kind of god?
Imagine if you became a god and that was your assigned job. God of asshole.
It's a shit
Yeah,
job.
I've been reborn as the god of assholes.
That was a shitty job.
Alright, let's go explore Beddingwich.
Okay. So, there is the waterfront immediately before you. And as I said, it is a very dense dock. Hundreds of ships. All of their masts kind of rising up like this barren forest in every direction. In this harbor, it is jam-packed with boats. Near at hand, obviously, there's the taverns and waterfront shops, which are very lively, very busy, and the various groups of armed individuals sort of keeping watch on the waterfront and sort of managing their individual claims on the docks. Looking further north, you can see a shift in the architecture, maybe like a block away from the waterfront. It looks like a pretty ritzy area. There's some, 8 to 12 story tall, resort hotel looking sort of structures kind of rising up over there. Some very artistic spires sort of decorated in this sort of gilded tracery that are visible kind of rising up from the middle of town. Looking further inland, you can see that there is what looks like a pretty main road that leads from the waterfront deeper into town. And sort of following that line, that visual, and looking further out, you can see rising up over the rooftops in the distance, maybe like a mile away from here, there is a very large hill sort of protruding up out of the center of town, it looks like. And this hill is pretty rocky. There's some sparse plant growth around the outside, and the top of it seems to be almost completely like leveled, like flattened. And it looks like it's behind the hill. There looks to be this sort of narrow tower rising up even further than that hill. Looking to the south, you can see the waterfront sort of extends further down in that direction, and you see the wharfs and docks and ships continuing to just sort of like proceed out further and further into the distance down that direction. Looks like it's probably another half mile to a mile of dock bay area.
Okay. Well, I think the goal here is just going to be probably find the what's it called, the Royal Colonial. Just find the place.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just walk down this market street and see if there's anything that jumps out as interesting specifically. Also, probably just keep a passive. Maybe not passive. I'll actively look for anyone that vaguely matches the description of the people that we were described. Abby and Zan and Lazariak and more. Just see if we spot anyone by coincidence.
Okay, yeah. Give me a perception check.
15 total.
15 total. Okay. Nobody matching those descriptions will jump out at you. I can say that off just to start. With a 15, I will say that you're definitely going to notice as you begin sort of perusing the waterfront and begin just kind of meandering. You guys do catch a few interested looks from the armed crews that you pass by. There's one group you walk past that very blatantly like wolf whistles as your party walks past. But then they catch sight of John and immediately are just like, oh. And their buddies like fucking slap that guy in the back of the head.
Lauren will just like blow a kiss at that guy. Just maybe a little wink.
Yeah. As you begin to explore, though, you will see the vast majority of the populace here does seem to be just kind of regular people, you know, commoners that live and work here, run the shops, and you know, live their lives. The proprietors, as you walk by, you will notice kind of watch your little group a little warily. There's like a waiter at a cafe taking an order as you guys walk by. They like stop what they're doing like mid sentence and immediately give you guys a polite wave and nod. It's like, hello, good afternoon. And go back to their order before continuing with their work. And it happens a few times as you're going. I should ask, what direction do you guys want to start heading in first to begin your exploration?
Well, which way did they say that market was?
The market is on a main street that runs through the middle of town, so like that's going to be deeper in town, deeper inland.
Probably drop just north, I guess. So start heading
Okay,
north.
north will take you towards those resort hotel-looking structures.
Well, we are on the hunt for the Royal Colonial, so let's start there.
What's at the Royal Colonial?
It's owned by Stephen Pye.
That is.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So heading north, sort of leaving that waterfront district. As you begin approaching this neighborhood by one of the main streets, you will see a man dressed in like a sleeveless tunic and this like open velvet doublet, kind of tousled blonde hair. He's kind of leaning against a lamppost, and as soon as he sees you guys beginning to approach, he's gonna like snap his fingers, like looking over his shoulder, and start gesturing. And you'll see this small posse of these armed folk sort of gathering as you guys approach the neighborhood. And they'll sort of step up to you. Hi, interested in the Riviera?
Right. Yes, actually, we are.
Yeah, good. Where are you guys looking to stay?
Well, we haven't decided yet. We have to take a look
Window
around
shopping.
first.
Well, I'd say window shopping's free, but around here, not quite. It's going to be a silver from each of you. Come on. I know you got things to do, so do we. Let's go.
Do these people look official?
No, we were warned this was going to happen, though. I had forgotten until just this moment. Let's not make any
Like,
enemies
part of
yet.
me is okay.
I'll flip them silver.
Appreciate it. Hey, listen, you're good for the rest of the day, all right? You come by us, y'all set. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. He'll just take up his post back at the little lamp, and his little group will just disperse back to where they were
I'm really
standing.
glad that I'm wearing a mask because that got a full eyebrow raise.
Can I
Lauren
say-
probably looked like she might have wanted to fight them. She was waiting for the rest of the party to react.
I think now Will's going to... She's gonna pretend to be kind of charmed by him a little
I have
bit,
some
not like
recycles
magically,
sorted
but
in.
just like intrigued. And she's gonna say, "What's your name, by the way?"
My name.
Yeah.
You're too sweet to play that kind of. It's Daniil.
Danil.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
What's your
pleasure
name?
to make your acquaintance.
Is this the lamppost guy?
Yeah.
Indeed, the famous lamppost man. So, do you own the
Famous, am
lamppost,
I?
or?
I just work here.
You make the lamppost look real good.
Sometimes
What
I
was
work
your
at a
name?
Lauren doesn't say that.
lamppost.
What was your name, love? I didn't catch it.
Oh, me? It's Opal.
Opal, pleasure.
Luna Blackwood.
Well, Miss Luna Blackwood. Welcome to the Riviera. I'm Daniil. If there's anything I can help you with, please don't hesitate to ask.
I think we may bump into each other again.
I'll look forward to it.
Oh, Lauren's gonna give Noel like a little.
What was it? It says Danil?
Daniil. Yeah.
Danil. Okay. As we walk off, I'll just give him a little wave.
He'll give you a smart little salute before he goes back to kind of picking his nails with his dagger.
And once we're out of earshot, I'm gonna say, we might be able to save some silver that way.
I like that plan. Denise.
Danil, I think you're hot too!
It could be a three-way. No problem.
And if you say that, Burberry Barry puts.
Just a hand over his head.
Yeah, no, she doesn't actually do that. She's just like, I like what you think. I'll flirt with the next one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you get the next one.
Okay.
Stepping past these guys, you notice that there is a marked shift in the atmosphere of this neighborhood, where the waterfront was very busy, a little, grimy, wet, salty smelling, more just like so heavily trafficked, it's just not kept up. This area is very noticeably like clean, well maintained. Everything's got a fresh coat of paint. Streets have been swept. Rubbish has been kind of cleared out of sight. And you notice that amidst the handful of sort of armed groups that you pass by on your way, you'll kind of see them just kind of posted up at a corner, kind of keeping watch, or else kind of just like walking down the street as a sort of unit, giving the citizens and yourselves a pretty wide berth. There's a lot of people around here that are very, very well dressed. Silks, nice coats, ascots, fancy hats, and the like. Very clean, very posh. A lot of money here, and a lot of very diverse sort of styles of clothing as well. I think Lauren would probably be the most familiar with sort of the fashions around the Emerald Sea. Burberry's probably a close second as a sort of globe traveler. You see sort of the very distinctive sort of silk wraps of the samores, as well as some more sort of flamboyantly cut sleeveless sort of jackets, reminiscent of Katherzil, even further north than that. Lots and lots of different people here from all over, and a pretty wide array of races as well. I mean, you guys are seeing, humans, elves, dragonborns, dwarves, a decent number of Triton, orcs and half-orcs, sort of mingling in those numbers. Just a lot of color and variety on show here. As you are sort of exploring the layout of this neighborhood, I do think you do sort of realize that this area is pretty centralized around this sort of set of like 3 or 4 large resort buildings that have been built along this stretch of like pristine, beautiful white beaches. And you see some of these, like, hoity-toity folk kind of moving in and out of the gates to these properties and making their way inside. And it is not long before you guys recognize the name on the largest building, this very opulent, sort of neoclassical styled, fucking almost 15 stories tall hotel with across the top of the building, very very bright, big lit up letters. The Royal Colonial.
Okay. Good
So-
to know. 15 stories?
Big resort.
I bet Steven is at the top of it.
I'd probably track.
Okay, well, that's something. Make a mental note of this.
Well, we'll remember this.
Yes.
Sorry.
Mark it on my map.
Okay.
Let's see, what else would we... Do we want to try and learn more about Steven today? Like, go in there and just see what it's all about? Or, do we want to try and be more subtle about it? Where are we at, mentally?
I feel like kind of going in and just like asking people around might pique his interest to get him to like come down and actually talk to us if we're showing an interest in him.
It's probably... It's like business hours, right, still?
Yeah, it's like a late afternoon.
Okay.
So like the sun is beginning to set. It's not like right on the horizon yet, but it's within an hour of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think like where we would even start if we go in. Let's just go into the Royal Colonial and see what it looks like first.
Okay. So the Royal Colonial Hotel. Big, very spacious lobby. This foyer area where the front desks are set up is covered in this like massive like glass dome, and then the 2 wings of the hotel sort of rise up, the 15 stories on either side of it. But this hotel is massive, immaculate. It's got these beautiful polished white marble floors, these very striking red granite pillars sort of rising up to the ceiling to hold up that dome. All the fixtures are in this like beautiful stained dark wood, probably mahogany, as is the front desk. And there's like this massive crystal chandelier hanging from that dome.
Damn.
That's just like throwing this beautiful light all over the lobby area. And I mean, all around here, I mean, there's signs of wealth and money. All of the patrons here are well dressed and look like they are ready to have the vacation of their lives. Not a care in the world.
Not to sound pretentious, but of course it's mahogany.
I'm getting like a fake fancy vibe.
I mean, it's clearly like very, very, very well polished and well presented. I think maybe today it would look a little like phony, but like relative to the times and the norms, you guys would be familiar with this. I think to Noel looks like very opulent, like genuine wealth on display here.
Oh, okay.
It's like I said, it's maybe kind of kitschy to us, but at the time, this would strike you as genuinely like a full show.
Wow, a gold-plated toilet.
That might be overdoing
So
it.
rich.
But yeah, you guys step inside. I mean, beautiful area. And I think you would see behind the front desk, sort of on the far side of that domed, glass dome area, floor, there is a massive portrait on display, probably like 10 feet tall.
Oh boy.
And
Oh god.
it depicts sort of a bust of this. You probably come to believe half-elven man. The ears are pointed, but the face shows signs of age. There's some lines, some crow's feet starting to show, but they're rendered very elegantly, very tastefully. The man has this coif of sort of wild blonde hair, short on the sides, tall on top. Very well manicured, pointed eyebrows. This very neat, pointed little mustache, kind of protruding along each lip, and a very slim and again like waxed and pointed, curled goatee on his chin. But the rest is very clean shaven. Piercing blue eyes. This playful little smirk, kind of playing up kind of the rose color in his cheeks, and he's got like one hand inside this like jacket with what looks like sort of a gold foil like embroidery on the shoulder, and looks like a some kind of wild animal striping situation on the lapel. Like, it is very extra. And it does not help that this is, again, like a 10-foot tall portrait of this man, just staring down at you as you approach the front desk.
I have a
Trying not to be judgy. I'm really trying not to be judgy.
Just to know for Lauren, how hunky is this guy on a scale of 1 to hunk?
1 to hunk.
So the tragedy of this all is, while the taste on display here is perhaps very self-aggrandizing and tacky, Lauren, you might have a hard time, shaking the fact that he's wearing his age very well. He's definitely like really nice bone structure, strong jaw, very confident, clearly very confident.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, remember, it's a painting of Lauren.
No. She just wanted to know, just in case.
If you throw an extra
Oh,
10
damn,
gold in
it's
there,
only a
it'll make him
drawing.
way hotter.
No, she's probably gonna ask that with every single one to see how into she would be into trying to seduce the guy.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay, that's fair. But yeah,
Like, if there was one guy and it's like, oh, he's a 1 on the hunk scale, she'd be like, do I have to? Fine.
So there's
But this one, it's like,
is there like an open... I'm having a hard time picturing this glass area, but is there like an open area here, or is it just like you walk in and there's a desk?
So you walk in, it's a wide open foyer area
Okay.
Underneath this glass dome, and then on the far side of that from the front door is the front desk. And there's like, benches and chairs and end tables, coffee tables
Fake
set up
plants.
where people can gather. Real plants,
Oh, shit.
actually. Yeah, they got some big ass fucking palm trees in these planters around the perimeter of the dome area. Again, very, very, very bougie.
It's like I'm in San Diego.
So, yeah, crossing this opulent foyer and making your way up to the front desk, seeing this portrait glowering down, not even glowering really, he's swaggering hard.
Does the portrait have a
down at you.
name title or like a bar at the bottom that says...
There is a gold placard at the base that does read Stephen Pythe, proprietor since 421.
I'm just glad it doesn't say like portrait of a hero or something.
No, I was half expecting you to say owner of this establishment since 4:30 a.m.
he
The
just
current
bought it.
owner, yeah.
And yeah, stepping up to the desk, there is a young. Where's my list of NPCs? Uh-oh. Come on.
A young
A young.
hobgoblin?
Oh, okay. Only 6 foot tall.
A wee baby.
Loxodon
Oh.
figure. Shortish tusks, just beginning to protrude out alongside the trunk. A number of piercings around the edge of the ear. And they are just sort of standing at attention in this, form-fitting but kind of strange on a, giant elephant person. Little sort of dress uniform. They will sort of look to you as you step up and say, "Welcome to the Royal Colonial. How can I help you today?"
It's your turn to seduce, Lauren.
An elephant man.
We have.
Okay, how hunky is he, DM?
How
It is
hot
a
is this
challenge.
elephant?
I think as you step up and kind of size the elephant up,
Is it just like a
You
Adonis
see
human
them-
body with just an elephant head?
You address the elephant in the room.
Jesus.
I think you would catch sight of the skirt at the base of the uniform and maybe catch on that this might be a woman.
Oh,
That's fine. Okay, how attractive is this lady then?
Well, for an elephant, they could be wrinklier. So
could be.
All right, not happening.
it's a genuinely it's an elephant head, right, on this very bulky humanoid form. And there's a little name tag that you can see between the kind of trunk swishing that says Vol Rouge.
Vol Rouge. That's a cool name. Well, let's start with how much are the rooms here?
Well, we offer a number of packages for our esteemed guests. What sort of experience are you looking for during your stay here at the Royal Colonial?
Well, we're just starting to look around, and this place seems super nice. So, let's just say from the bottom up and see where we land.
Well, our standard package is 4 gold pieces a night per guest.
You know?
But we do offer a number of wonderful accommodations. You have full access to our lovely beachfront. Our spa and wellness center is at your disposal as well. Free continental breakfast every morning. With our more advanced packages, starting at 8 gold pieces a night per person, you are also looking at a wonderful meal prepared in our immaculate dining room every evening for the duration of your stay, as well as guaranteed ocean views from your bedroom. Now, if you're looking for something more exquisite, our presidential package, 12 gold pieces per person, you will have a penthouse suite to yourselves, as well as every amenity that money can buy. And I do mean every.
Lauren's like, ooh.
I didn't know it was possible
I
for me to
still
hate
think
a
I
building
can't be
this
the
much.
Mandalorian.
The elephant girl just kind of like very subtly, nervously kind of taps her fingers together as she watches you guys sort of deliberating.
Also, another question. Couldn't help but notice the beautiful painting up on the wall there. This is Stephen Pythe, correct?
Yes, our esteemed proprietor, Mr. Pythe, who has been our owner since 421, as I'm sure you've already seen.
Well, I think we'll definitely be staying here at some point. Tonight we are planning other things. but like I said, we want to get the prices, and we also were trying to figure out if there was any way we could set up a meeting with this man, Stephen Pythe.
She kind of blinks a little bit. You want a meeting? I can certainly take down your information and pass that along if you would like to leave a message for him.
Does meeting him count as an amenity? No, kidding.
You're welcome to check back at any time to see if there's a reply. We could also have the reply sent to your room if that would be more to your convenience as well.
Is there any estimation of how long it might take to get a message to him? I'm sure he's very busy, but time is a little of the essence here.
She, as you're talking and asking this question, I think is somewhat transparently kind of like flitting between each of you. Her gazes, seeming to sort of size you up a little bit. And her reply, she doesn't really break her pitch at all. She says, "Well, Mr. Pythe is a very busy, very important man, but I can certainly see to it that your request reaches him, and I can promise you as soon as I have an answer, I will get it back to you at your earliest convenience. At the present, I do not believe that he is in the Royal Colonial, but as soon as he returns, I will pass that message along."
Could I get an insight check on that?
Yeah.
See if she's being dodgy or if he's actually not here. I rolled a 2. I have no idea.
She seems nervous.
I'll take out. How do I want to word this? I'll take out 2 gold, and
Okay.
I'll say, as I slide it over, I'll just add, tell him that Luna Blackwood and the son of one of his associates wishes to meet up as soon as possible.
She will very gratefully take the coin, although she does look a little nervous still. She'll nod and she'll say, "I will definitely make sure that he hears. Luna Blackwood and the son of an associate wish to meet at his earliest convenience." So, would you like to purchase a room, or?
I think we'll come back tomorrow.
I didn't say anything to offend you, did I? I'm sorry if I did. I
Okay, we should just put this poor lady out of her misery. Lauren will buy a room. She's like, I'll stay here.
But we need to
Even if she's
camp.
not here.
We literally need to camp.
It's okay.
No,
I'll
no,
just spend the 4
Kate,
gold.
It's
Lauren
fine.
will-
She can buy the room. She doesn't have to
That's
use it.
true. Oh, that's a lot of
Exactly.
money,
So I'll just be like, I'll buy the room. And she'll toss over like 4 gold for the night.
Oh, well, excellent. Let me get you set up then. She will very busily begin, kind of opening drawers, kind of grabbing the key, getting out a little sign-in book, and take your information down. I assume you're using your fake name.
Yeah, Opal.
Opal. Okay. So she will give you your key. You'll be on the 3rd floor, and it's going to be a west-facing room, so you will not be beachfront visible. You'll be looking out over Beddingwich itself. And she'll give you directions, up the stairs, and it's going to be down the hall to your left. If you have any other questions, anything you need, please don't hesitate to ask. Our staff is at your disposal.
Thank you. You have been nothing but super helpful and a darling. Thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'll be honest. I started like a week ago. This is a huge.
Oh, so we're just throwing
opportunity
a
for me.
lot at you right now. So sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. I wasn't expecting anyone dressed. Pardon for saying so. You just seemed very, very tough group. I didn't want to offend. But that's good. I really do hope you enjoy your stay, and I'll definitely pass your message along. I promise.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate that.
Of course.
This poor woman.
I know. I'm like sitting here thinking we're talking to a fucking mob boss. It's just some lady who started a hotel job.
I've been
she
working the
seem-
front desk for a week.
Is she? Did she relax a little bit, or?
I think when you said that, like, she definitely was like, oh. There was a visible like exhale, like the trunk was like.
The trunk unrolled.
Yeah, the tension kind of released from her body. So yeah, you have a room and a key, and you're a guest of the Royal Colonial. Welcome.
And then she'll just kind of like dangle the key and it's like, well, now I have a place to go if I want to bang.
That's true. Shall
You're
we go
welcome,
look
guys.
for more hunks in the streets?
Yep. A Lauren hunk.
Hunk watch.
Hunk alert. Hunk watch. It's Baywatch, but hunk watch.
Oh no, a hunk in distress. He doesn't have any company.
Let me
I'll fix
save
that.
you.
Hey, his water wings.
Oh,
You just
nowhere
hear
to
a
put my
muffled sigh
sunblock
come out
on.
of Barnaby's.
In slow motion, even.
All right. I think this is a good place to take a break because it is 9:30 here, 10:30 your time. So let's get some water, bathroom breaks, whatever we need. Be back in 10 minutes, and we can pick up there with your key in hand.
All right, go on
Cool.
a break. All right, we're back.
We've been live this whole time.
No, I put us on break. We're live now though.
Okay. So picking up where we left off, you guys have acquired a room at the Royal Colonial, courtesy of Volrush, the receptionist. What would you like to do now? The sun is setting. The sky is darkening, slowly but surely, minute by minute. What do you do?
We could go talk to that Daniil guy, see if we can learn more about Stephen Pye. Flirt a little bit.
Boy, I really don't want to have to flirt with him more, but we may have to.
Good of the mission.
We don't have to. That was just.
Well, the more of a slow drip feed the flirting is, the less chance it has to actually turn into anything.
That's fair.
I really want to check out this market street that keeps getting mentioned, because sounds interesting. They got everything you could ever want. That's cool. So that'd be my
I
vote.
mean, if it's a market, then it has food in it, doesn't it?
That's true, and we haven't had dinner.
I vote yes for this plan.
Okay, I'm down for some
Let's go
grub.
find some good food to munch on.
Most
Okay.
excellent.
So, departing the Royal Colonial, do you guys want to make for Market Street via the wharf, or do you want to try and just cut deeper into town?
Let's try and cut deeper into town.
Okay. So, let me see where you're at with my word map. Because I really should have drawn an actual map, but I haven't yet. Cool. Okay. So taking a main street northward, you guys head down several blocks deeper into town. Again, passing these increasingly less ritzy shops as you leave the heart of the Riviera. Passing by these groups of armed patrols that are just a constant presence in this settlement. You eventually pass a pretty decently sized group on this thoroughfare that is standing at the mouth of a street and step into what is effectively the width of like an 8-lane highway. This massive boulevard that basically bisects the north half of the city, or I guess it would be the north half of the city from the south half. And this massive walkway is filled with freestanding stalls, tents, carts, all kinds of shops have been sort of thrown up across this massive, miles-long boardwalk, effectively. And it is just swimming with people. This is the most crowded portion of the city you guys have encountered yet. More so even than the wharf, which was already exceptionally busy. Very wide variety of people on display here. Much less obvious displays of wealth here as well. The ritzy resort goers are not really visible here, but what you do see is these merchant groups that have set up these tents and carts. Many of them have armed escorts that are sort of standing guard around their perimeter, keeping watch. And again, all throughout the crowds, as you guys begin kind of like making your way down the road, you guys are passing by these roving armed groups of these crews that are just keeping an eye out for any little thing that might be going on, it seems like. As you are exploring, it does not take long for you to see, probably a little to the west of your current position, maybe like a quarter mile away. You can see that hill that was visible from the wharf. And even at this angle, where you were much further off to the right of this hill than you were before, you can still see that tower is behind it, kind of rising up. Very tall, narrow structure. And it looks to be, at this, being closer to it, you can kind of make out the details. It looks to be mostly hollow. If you think like a narrower sort of like Tower of Pisa situation where you've got all those archways at each level and you can just kind of see straight through it. That's kind of what you're looking at. And you can see, again, about a quarter mile away, this massive like stone structure at the base of this hill. It looks like a set of stairs leading up under like an archway. But at this angle, it's kind of hard to make out what's going on over there. But that does catch your eye. And I'll also say that as you are beginning to explore, you will see sort of like here and there throughout the street, there are these various sort of clearings where sort of makeshift like town squares have been sort of set up kind of in between the stretches of shops and tents and things. In some places there are fountains, in other places there are just these large sort of statue style pedestals that have been set up. And decorating all of them, regardless of what exactly you find there, be it a garden or a statue or a fountain, you always see an arrangement of bones, these giant skeletal figures of dragons on public display, all throughout this walkway. And you see people, sitting, on the rim of this fountain in front of a dragon's face, having a portrait drawn of them as this like giant skeletal mouth is like jaws open, rearing down towards them. It's very, Jurassic World. There's a lot of these massive draconic skeletons on display here, and as you walk and continue to explore, you see more of these skeletal elements decorating buildings along this thoroughfare. There's like a wing that's like draping down and around one house, and on the other side of the house there's a neck and head of a smaller dragon that seems to have been claimed as decor.
Cool.
There's a lot of these on display, and drawing close to one at one point, you definitely get the sense this is not like a bronze cast. This is not a statue of some kind. These are genuine fossils, to the best that you can tell, and they're everywhere up and down this street.
Is there any signage or placards or anything that indicates the history of what this decorative scheme is?
I'll say give me a perception check.
It's a good roll. 24.
24. Inspecting some of these as you kind of pass by them, you don't get like historical placards, but you do see placards kind of indicating ownership in almost every case where you see them. Even on that house, like this skeleton was recovered from the Beddingwich burial mounds in 356 and claimed by a Mr. Eliza Redborough. And then, a similar sort of placard is on a fountain that you cross paths with, and a few minutes later, this excellent specimen was recovered from the Beddingwich burial mound in 378. And all of them are either recovered from this burial mound, or they are from other positions somewhere on Daggermore. Some of the placards mention the mounds near Stormsdown. Others mention the mortuary. Some mention the Crazewood draconic graves. It seems that there were a number of sites across the island that these things hailed from, but nothing explicitly describing them. Like a national park would have that kind of big placard, like the sedimentary deposits of draconic skeletons in this area indicates that like nothing like that.
Okay.
It's all very much a
But
this
they all say
wealthy
they're from the
individual.
Beddingwich burial ground.
Either the Beddingwich burial mound or somewhere else on Daggermore.
Okay. There's no illegal
Yeah.
stuff, yeah. Okay. Well, this is cool. I want to look for, just for funsies, I want to look for, like, say, like, a fancy, this is, like, a big marketplace, right?
Yeah.
Is anyone selling, like, display weaponry? Like, something that you could hang up on your wall but isn't actually meant to be used as a weapon?
I would imagine there's a fair number of those around here. I think the first one that catches your eye will be this dwarven proprietor. He's balding, but like what's left of his hair is still this wild, frizzy kind of flyaway. The beard itself is just this mangy, unkempt thing, missing an eye, covered by a patch. Heavily scarred on the other side, like just a really fucking gruff looking dude that runs this place. And as you step up to him, he'll turn to you and he'll be all, welcome to the Hall of Blades. What are you in the market for, young miss?
I'm looking for something that's impressive, going to catch an eye immediately.
Immediately. Well, I got a number of great swords, big honking fellers back here.
Something I can
take a
carry
look.
would be preferred.
We're looking for something you might be able to maybe show off a little bit with.
Well, maybe. We'll see. I would look for, like, honestly, like, smaller, like, daggers, short swords, knives, or other little things that are fancy but can be easily stowed away in a bag.
Okay.
Something that looks, I guess just to be transparent, the things I'm looking for is like something that you could easily trick someone into thinking is a magic item.
Interesting. Okay.
So like maybe little gems in it or something like that.
I'll say give me... Give me a perception check.
Same roll, a 24 again.
Okay, Jesus. I'll say this for the craftsmanship on display here. It is clearly designed to be ostentatious, right? Like there's a lot of very like obvious like gold filigree and like gem settings in these weapons. But as you're inspecting them, it's very clear to you, like being display sort of pieces, these are not well-made weapons. And your experience thus far with magical weaponry, this is very far from the level of quality you would expect to see in a magic weapon, even one that's been, you know, exposed to elements and aged over time.
I think without intense scrutiny, though, like if I just
at a glance,
it'd be like, oh, here's a magic dagger. Do you want this? You know, that kind of thing.
Okay. I'd say there's a few on display here you could probably try to pass off. Doing so is probably going to require a check in the moment when that does come.
I may have to deceive someone.
Oh no.
Noelle could possibly.
Yeah, she's terrible at that.
It may require a check in the moment. And there's a very good chance it'll be found out later. But there's a few pieces here that you think you could probably maybe pull something with if you're quick and careful.
And given that these are weapons designed not for function but for visual appeal, and they're also not super well crafted, what is the price tag kind of stuff we're looking at here?
as soon as you start talking prices, it is a decent markup off of an actual weapon that you are accustomed to buying. The daggers are, on average, 5 gold apiece.
Okay.
And if you're looking at short swords, you're looking at something in the range of 25 to 30 gold pieces. That's genuine gold in there, and that's jade in the inlay there. See, real finery, genuine articles. 100% every single one of them.
Is that true? Can I insight check that?
Yeah, insight check.
God damn. Okay, not for insight today. I rolled a 3, so like a 7 or something.
He seems very eger to make this point across to you.
You know what? I'll pay you 50 gold. No.
You're kind of balking at the price.
Can I also insight? 'Cause...
Yeah, I was gonna insight too.
Yeah, sure. Y'all are there.
That was sketchy.
24.
That's much better.
24. Okay.
I didn't roll that well. I got a 7 plus 6.
Okay. I think as you're having this conversation with the salesman, Noel, Burberry's just kind of like a couple bays back, like inspecting one of the daggers, and like the pommel like falls off, like ding, ding, very quickly, just screw it back on and set it down. But you're like, that one doesn't look like actual jade. That one looks like it might have been like dyed quartz or something. But then the next one, you're like, okay, that could be an actual garnet. So it's very like, there's definitely some trash in here, but there's also a strong possibility that a lot of this is also, genuine material.
So I'm gonna let Noelle do her own thing, but if she starts to like reach for something, then I'm like, I'm just gonna like put the hand on the shoulder and do like the head shake.
Just start guiding her towards stuff that looks looks more genuine.
Oh, I would probably. I'd say given those prices.
This one's got a dragon's knuckle in the pommel. See there?
Oh yeah, it does. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, how about these two that are next to each other? With each one, like one has like a ruby and the other has like a sapphire in it. I could like cross them on like a mount.
We could definitely get you set up with one of those too. Here. He'll start showing you some of the display mounts. So yeah, for 2 daggers and a mount, we'll say it's 12 gold.
I'll say, I actually have the tools and stuff. My husband's a carpenter, so he can mount it when I get back home. But oh boy, that was not how I wanted to say that.
Yeah, you will.
Sorry, what I was trying to get across was he can take care of that process. So how about for the 2 daggers, 8 gold?
I'll say give me a persuasion check.
Okay. I rolled another 18, so a lot.
Is it 29
29
for you? Yeah. Like, all right, 8 gold for the 2 daggers. Only because you're pretty. He'll fucking slap that down on the counter, take your coin.
Sure.
Pleasure doing business with you.
All right.
Business with you, yes.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Sorry, just wanted
Takes a
to be prepped in case
Long
you need to,
swig from a fucking flask as you turn away.
to do some
So,
haggling.
2
Okay.
very fancy daggers. Sure.
Yeah. All right. That was one thing I wanted to have on hand just in case.
Are there bars in this area?
There are definitely some taverns up and down this boardwalk.
Okay. Lauren.
Very
is there-
crowded, very busy places. Lots of shops kind of set up in their periphery. So you know that those are fucking hot spots where folk are congregating to do business.
Okay, well, Lauren's gonna be like eyeing bars and like take a few steps, and if someone doesn't stop her, she's gonna go in.
We were gonna get food, so yeah, let's go check out a tavern.
Okay, sure.
I'll let Lauren's nose guide us.
I don't know if that's the best idea. She might be going for the. You don't know what she could be going for. She could be going for the dirtiest and most depraved looking. So
That's part of the fun. We never know what we're gonna get.
okay, cool. We're gonna go to the dirtiest and most depraved looking.
Okay, sure. So you head towards what looks to be the rowdiest, gnarliest looking bar in eyeshot. And as you approach, you see the sign hanging out front is this very roughly carved wooden sign. And scrawled across it in just like the most abysmal fucking paintwork you've ever seen. Barely legible are the words "The Blinking Crow." The tavern itself is pretty open to the street for the most part. There's no like front door. Like the whole front wall's just been knocked out, and there was just like dirt and mud and shit that's been trampled into the interior of this place. The tables have been all like kind of pulled out, spread out in front of the tavern, just kind of sprawled out and like claiming a decent chunk of the road where it's set up. And there are tons of people at this place, just fucking sloppy drunk all over the place. There is some music.
Be like, aha.
You know how to pick 'em, Lauren.
There is some music playing in the corner. There's a small group of Dragonborn playing something on a lute. It's barely audible over just the din of this place. And stepping up to the bar, you find yourself being attended to by what looks like a 4-foot tall raven, dressed in this little grubby tank top. And it, as soon as it's finished dealing with one patron, it turns its head. What do you want?
Give me your strongest booze.
Good shit, it calls back. And you hear another one call out, Roger, Roger, and gets you a fucking this just black bottle, not even transparent, just this pitch black bottle, pours you a very thick, dark looking liquor into a cup and just slides it down the table to you. And the raven who catches the glass for you turns back to you. 5 silver.
She'll give him the silver, and then, as she's like swinging it back, and be like, another one, and then she'll hand him another 5 silver.
I got a drinker. They'll fucking slide the glass back. This time, the bottle and the cup return are slid back to you. And you hear the raven in this like crooning woman's voice say to you, "Bottle service."
Yeah, probably.
He just fucking slaps it down in front of you. "Drink it, you filthy lug," and he turns away.
Oh, yeah, I love this. Lauren's like, yes.
And starts tending the next customer.
All right.
I think Lauren has made a friend.
Couple. I take it they don't have food here.
There's food on the
And
tables.
dilute the alcohol? Never.
There's food on the tables.
There is food on the tables. It looks to be pretty basic. I mean, it's like hash browns, sausages.
Okay.
There's some like cheese and bread and stuff available too. Like it's nothing crazy, but it's there.
Okay. I guess we'll have a meal.
All right, cool. So 1 meal at the Blinking Crow. Say it's 3 silver each. Barnaby would definitely call this like underseasoned.
He's just sitting there with his pouches of spices.
Yeah, he's like trying to doctor it up.
That's better.
But it's otherwise it's perfectly passable food. It's fine. You know,
Okay.
you definitely don't get the vibe that you're gonna get sick off of this.
It's acceptably palatable.
Yeah, it's palatable. That's a word.
So I feel like a Lauren is just gonna kind of wander the bar now and find a rowdy bunch of people to drink with. So just to not annoy her friends as they try to eat their supper.
She's nothing if not consistent.
Okay. So there is a group. There's a gnome, what looks like a goblin. You're pretty sure. This short, green, kind of same kind of stature as the gnome, but very pointed ears, sharp teeth, and a very tall, blue-skinned, like smooth blue-skinned, Vidalcan figure sitting with them that are just like the most obnoxious people in this bar right now. There's a lot of crash jokes being yelled out. There's tons of tankards all over their table. They've clearly been here for a while. They started early in the day and they have not stopped. So what are you doing when you walk up to this
I'm just gonna go up and
group?
be like, you seem like my type of people. You want to fucking drink?
The goblin just looks up to you and like bleary red eyes, like, who the fuck are you?
Your new best friend, motherfucker. Here, take a shot.
Give me a persuasion check.
Aw. No, they're not alone. Ooh, 16 plus, I think 4, so I'll be a unnatural 20.
Okay, so you start pouring shots. There's like, yeah, and he takes the shot, throws it back. No best
20.
friend, and he wraps an arm around one of your arms.
I like
What's
it.
your name, friend?
It's Opal.
Opal. Opal, you're fucking beautiful, Opal. If I buy you a drink, Opal, you let me do terrible things to you, Opal. You got a pretty name, Opal. Oh,
Is this guy
pour me
hog
another
scale?
drink.
And you're like, whoa.
It's like a -2. This is a fucking goblin. It's like the mangled fucking teeth. Fucking sticking in every direction out of his mouth like a fucking shark.
Nah, I'm good.
The gnome's just like, you can't talk to girls like that, man. You can't be. Listen, you gotta be. Opal, you're lovely. Let me treat you to a night in Beddingwich. I know this place. They're gonna start aggressively hitting on you.
Okay,
Like good cop, bad cop.
Great talk.
Do what?
She's
She's gonna be
tapping out.
This is a little too much for me.
Opal, come back! Oh, and he falls off his chair. You walk away.
They're playing good cop, drunk cop.
Bitch, you broke my heart. It's okay, man. It's okay. Listen, the next one, we'll find another. There's plenty of fish in this. Sandwich is fish. She's the only fish in this bar. Just fucking leave them like sobbing and collecting themselves over there. The Vidalcan's just like,
She'll
you guys need
come
to
back to the
fucking
table,
stop.
sit-eyed. She'll come back to the table. She'll just sit down wide-eyed and take a very
Long drink.
Yeah. That was a lot. Oh god, I'm not drunk enough to deal with that.
You should
See,
have gone
this is
over.
why I don't drink.
You probably should have gone to the hunky table.
Oh, is there a hunky table?
Your perception check.
Just at this point, there's 3 paladins sitting at this
Great.
booth.
Great. She'll be like, great idea, Noelle, and then she'll just start scanning the room. So it's a 9 plus 9, so 18.
18. There's a couple of very large Goliath gentlemen in an opposite corner, pretty close to like the front of the bar, like near the street.
God.
They've got meals and tankards in front of them, and they seem to be engaged pretty deeply in conversation. But they're markedly quieter than your first excursion. Yeah, and they're both pretty well dressed too. They've got like nice jackets on, and pretty clean like clothes overall.
Would I think that they might be part of like a crew, perchance?
Give me an insight check.
So was a 13, and I think her insight's a +6, so 19.
19. Okay. They are both armed. Both of them will look to be pretty sizable, like axes on their belts. But as far as you can tell, it's just the two of them. And so far, what you've seen of the cruise has been like pretty decently sized groups, kind of roving together. And these two look like they're on their own. Aside from that.
Okay. Well, Lauren will hold off for right now.
Okay.
We'll just kind of hang back.
They'll kind of glance in your direction as you're sort of contemplating before they just go back to their meal. Continue talking.
Must be being that obvious.
Well, I think your first attempt was very, very, very loud. That goblin is still crying in the corner.
Yeah, she's just like...
They probably like glanced over to see what that was about, and then like look back at your table to see like what you were doing afterward, but they aren't really like focused on you.
Okay.
It's gonna be okay, man. Don't worry. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Come on, man. We're gonna get you out of here. Come on, let's go home. Omo, please! Yeah, come on, man. Let's go. He's like ushering him out of the fucking bar.
Lauren, as they walk past, is just like... I said like 2 words to that guy. I'm barely supposed
That's all it takes sometimes, Lauren. I mean, Opal.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Who the fuck's Lauren?
I mean, to be fair, Opal, you're such a catch.
Oh, thanks, sorry, Barry.
You mean
Too
too
fine.
fine.
Oh, fuck! And then she'll just start laughing.
Yeah, we're so
Y'all
bad
are so
at
bad at
this.
this.
Well, do we have any plans or goals before we get to meet with Stephen Bythe? Because I'm not sure what to go for.
We're
first.
gonna do forest stuff? We need to do forest stuff.
We do need to do forest stuff.
If you guys are okay with it, Lauren might stay in the city and try to get laid. Just for the Valentine's Day special.
Fair.
You're gonna make someone feel real special. You know, after you made that other guy cry.
No, fuck it. Lauren's gonna go talk to those Goliath guys.
Okay. So you step over, and as you do, like the one facing you will sort of see you coming, and he'll kind of nod to his brother, and he'll turn and kind of sit up in his chair and look back at you.
Oh, God.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? Would you like a shot of this beautiful alcohol?
They'll look at each other. Hardly one to turn down a drink. Have a seat, miss. They'll pull up a chair for you.
Alright. I'll just start drinking with them, just casually chatting.
Okay. And they'll probably ask your name. They'll introduce themselves. They are Yanrin and Darren. They are in town on business. They are running low on inventory right now. They were just discussing, do we want to pack up and head out either end of this week, or do we want to try and stretch it into next week? But they don't want to talk about business. They're curious about you. What are you doing here? What brings you to Beddingwich? What business are you in?
Incidentally,
Help a
betting.
friend. Yeah, betting. Every hunk on Pirate Island. No, just kidding. Not what she
Lauren's
said.
quest.
Okay. So what do you
Likewise.
tell them? Because they're asking you like questions like what are you here for? What are you looking to do here? What kind of business are you in?
I'd just say I'm here helping a friend with their stuff.
Wow. It's Very good of you, taking care of your friends. Where do you want to steer this conversation? Because they seem like curious why you approached, and they're not going to turn down a drink. But I'm curious, like, where do you want to take this conversation with them?
I don't know. She's just kind of vibing right now. She's just feeling out her options.
Okay. I think if you're just kind of trying to socialize after maybe like 10, 15 minutes of polite conversation, the two Goliath gentlemen will probably excuse themselves. They'll wish you a fine evening, and they'll begin heading down the road.
Okay, that's fine. Lauren doesn't need a bang today.
Okay.
We can find a Lauren a date. Noelle sees Lauren's disappointment and begins looking around for more hunks.
Perception check.
Will I roll my fourth 18? No. You know what? Just because we get inspiration so much faster now, I'm going to use my inspiration for this. It's better.
Oh my god.
16 total.
16 total?
Mm-hmm. I'm looking for
Okay.
one hunk, please.
Nicely, one hunk, please.
Or two hunks. As many hunks as I can see.
Yeah.
There could be a pack of them.
Table.
A roaming band.
A roaming pack of hunks.
That's the pirate crew. She gets
The hunk
the
pack.
pirate crew.
The hunk pack pirates.
Okay. I think you're looking around this tavern, and it's kind of slim pickings inside. So you kind of you swing your gaze out to the street just to kind of just people watch, see if you can catch any sight of anybody. And lo and behold, you see another Triton out in the crowd. Tall, deep blue skin, with these striking red fins sort of protruding out, from the scalp and the forearms. Dressed in this very dark tunic and vest. And he is currently walking alongside this very old but surprisingly tall and sturdy looking hobgoblin. Deep wrinkles in the face, thin gray hair tied back in a ponytail, and this grizzled beard on his chin. This fellow's dressed in these very heavy, dark coat and cloak, and he is walking with a very heavy sort of staff in his hand. And these two are being followed by a procession of these armed individuals, and you can see them very clearly because as they walk, the crowd is parting to give them a very wide berth. And as that crowd parts, and the sound of commerce outside sort of dies down a little bit due to that sort of thinning of the crowd, you very distinctly catch the words coming out of the old hobgoblin's mouth: Redwater.
Redwater. That's a thing, right?
You would recognize that as Miss Vivi Ellen Kelly's pirate name.
Lauren's gonna take her bottom lip. You should see what that's about.
Look, a whole procession of hunks. I'm in.
Is it a whole procession of hunks?
Well, there's the very hunky-looking Triton man who's talking to the very old hobgoblin man.
Yeah, I got that one.
So Noelle
Yeah.
definitely gets up, grabs Lauren's arm. Lauren, I found one. I'm just gonna go with her. Actually, I'll just walk. We'll walk over to the hunk.
Light through your window breaks. 'Tis the inks and hunks of the sun.
Okay. So you're going to approach this group?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. As you guys sort of stand up and walk over towards this procession, you are going to be immediately met by several of the sort of the followers seeing you breaking off and sort of rushing up, sort of intercept you, and kind of stepping in front of you, and the lead one, which is like a kind of a lanky half-orc man, says, "Oh, whoa! What business you got with Shirog, eh? What are you doing?"
Noel's gonna pretend to be kind of drunk and just say, "Who are they?"
Yeah. Following that. Look like a tall glass of water.
One of the humans next to him is just gonna kind of lean in and is like, "Tourists. Listen, lass." The half-orc is gonna lean
She's
in.
gonna.
Every time they like move to the side a little bit, we
And
try and like peek through the
Okay.
cracks.
I'll say go ahead and give me a deception check with advantage.
Each of
One
us
of
or
you.
just me?
One of
Noel,
you.
please. Please, Noel.
I rolled a 29 and a 30. 30.
Yeah, the younger guy's like, "It's tourists, mate," and the half-orc is like, "Listen, lass, they sell Shirog, all right? You don't want to be fucking with him."
That's
Yeah, me.
exactly what I want to be
Who's
doing.
I got. Do you see her? Like. Whew. I can promise him a good
I
time.
think she's talking about Varys, man. Ah, yeah. All right, look.
Varys.
That's a fetching name.
He kind of like looks you over for a second. Huh. Yeah, Varys might be interested in whatever your interest is. The fucking human next to him is just like, real smooth, mate. Listen, Varys is Shirog's lieutenant, yep. He's a busy fella, but you want us to put a good word in for you. I mean, we could make that happen for you. You
You don't get just like a minute to say hi to him ourselves? Just real quick.
not with he's with the boss, lass. No, he's got serious business
When
right
does
now.
his shift
All
end?
right. They just kind of watch as the procession continues on, and you can see this old hobgoblin is still deep in conversation with this Triton man as they continued on down the road. I mean, he's never really not on shift, He's kind of in charge of things around here. He runs the crew, He's Shirog's left. He's those right-hand men. Big fella.
So he never has
But,
any free time.
I mean, he makes it, What are you guys doing tonight?
I look at Lauren.
Well, I have a room at the. she'll tell him about her room up at the one place.
She'll do what?
She'll tell him the room at the one place.
The room that she
Royal-
bought.
Caribbean.
The royal room.
I assume it were heavily implying you wanted to meet you at this room.
Well, yeah.
He's just like, if he needs some place to stay, I'm staying here. And the human man kind of chuckles. He's like, dear God. Lass, listen, you want to meet Varys? I tell you what, you come by Dead Man's Hill, all right? You ask for me.
What's your name?
Derek.
Derek. Oh, original Derek.
Secondhand embarrassment is real.
Listen, I didn't fucking name myself, all right? The name generator did.
Fucking generator.
Fucking
Blame
name
me, call them
generator.
their parents, not a name generator.
Oh my
It's
god.
about as good. All they were good for. Listen,
My name is
you ask
Bob.
you come down to Dead Man's Hill. You ask for Derek. I'll get you in. All right? Maybe get you some one-on-one time with Varys, eh? Or one-on-two, I should say, eh? What do you think?
Well, he's 50 feet from us right
How
now.
attractive is Derek?
Yeah, well, he's working now, isn't he?
All right, this
Wait,
second.
what?
He's not talking.
Yeah, he's free.
You actually do see Varys and the hobgoblin like shake hands. You know, they do the arm clasp thing before Varys kind of turns away, leading a group of a small group of the posse with him. Looks like he's heading south towards the wharf. The hobgoblin will continue onward with his little group, continuing down the boulevard. He's like, it didn't look free. He's working on something. Like I said, come by Dead Man's Hill tonight. You ask for me, I'll get you in.
Okay.
Get you some time
Also,
with Varys, yeah?
how hunky is Derek?
He's alright. He's alright. He's
I
not.
just love Kat right now. She's just like, oh, God.
He's not bad, but he's definitely not. You know.
If I can't see it, it doesn't hurt me.
Horny
you
Lauren
see,
isn't
this
real.
is
She
why
can't hurt
Burberry
me.
has full vests. You can't see.
I feel like Burr's
I have
just like,
increasingly
get it,
got
Lauren.
Oh no! If you look over in Burberry's direction, you'll see like Barry's face is fixed forward, but you see that the gap that Burr usually uses to look through is like slightly wider than usual.
Like under the table. The little peephole. God.
All right,
Yeah.
well, Lauren will go there tonight then.
All right,
She's
Derek.
like, fine.
You win this round.
Fine, Derek.
Fucking Derek.
I didn't get your names, lasses.
What is my name? Luna.
I really want to say the Blunderbuss twins. Oh,
Who
Luna.
should I tell Varys is coming for him, eh? Get it?
Luna and Opal, the
Okay.
Blunderbuss twins.
The blunderbosoms.
The Blunderbuss.
I say, give me a performance check to sell this.
We do a completely uncoordinated little like pose
Yeah, like,
that we never practiced.
Still playing sloshed, right?
oh my god, yes.
That's not the worst roll.
Oh my god, yes. I got an 18 plus 4. Lauren nails it.
I rolled a 19
22.
total, so
Okay. Sure.
momentarily in sync.
There's definitely a moment where kind of everyone in this little guard group that intercepted you, like there's probably like 5 of them, their eyes kind of go wide, like, oh. There's definitely some looks between each other, like, oh, okay. These two like to fuck around. They like to party.
I think we're like a traveling performance troupe or something.
I mean, aren't we? I'm amused.
But yeah, you definitely made an endearing impression at the very least. And I think Derek and his compatriots will be like, well, listen, we gotta go help out Varys, whatever the fuck he's working on, but Dead Man's Hill tonight, right? We'll see you there.
All right.
I just have this really funny image of all the boys just around like a campfire, like making marshmallows. And then Lauren and Noel are just fucking partying. They're having their little boys' night out. And they were having a little girls' night out.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. That just cracks me up.
Well, that was more complicated than I'd hoped it would be.
Just a little bit. That's fine. Lauren will like instantly sober up, like whatever.
But it's like, you just look so disappointed, and there wasn't. I mean, he's hunky. You have to admit.
Yeah, no, that guy is like. She's just like.
We just have to promise that our battle over him will not affect our friendship, Lauren.
Who said battle? We can always share. I'm a sharer.
That's true.
Sharing is
Okay.
caring.
All right. We'll see how tonight plays out.
Oh my god.
We were forcing this to be a Valentine's Day
Can't get
episode.
any better.
Sheer willpower.
Alright. So
Oh,
you
God.
guys have a potential in at Dead Man's Hill.
I don't know
to
who this
see
guy
Varys.
is. That'll be how I spend the rest of the evening. I'm just gonna start asking around about who Varys is. Bar patrons,
Varys is the-
random people. He sounds important.
Well,
And the
you know what
goblin
they
guy. He's
say.
the hobgoblin.
Adventures are all about the friends you screw on the way.
Alright.
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess
the hobgoblin seemed like he was also important.
both of you either roll a persuasion check or one of you with advantage.
Noel with
I'll
advantage.
take advantage. 25.
25. So, you guys finish your little thing. You like turn around and you see the entire like bar, like the front half of the bar that saw all this, like just like fucking frozen, watching what just happened, and seeing that you're done and have walked away and it's over. Are just like, okay, well, back to our drinks. Like, very weird atmosphere right now. And when you start asking around, excuse me. Oh my god. There is a young elvish man who, after the first few people don't really like want to talk, they're like being really like shifty and weird. Like, I don't want to fucking be associated with this for some reason. The elf guy's gonna be like, sit down. Listen, you don't know who that is?
We're pretty new here.
That's El Sharog.
Is it Frog?
Who's that?
He's one of El Sharog.
That makes a
He's one
lot
of the
more
pirate
sense.
lords of Daggermore.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
Oh wait, the hobgoblin or Varys?
Yes, the old man.
Oh, well, that's less interesting.
Oh.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's. I'm fucking. I mean, I guess that explains why you two are fucking playing goo goo eyes with his boy, but. Jesus. You don't fuck around with Shrog or his crew.
I'm going to fuck Shirog.
Don't fuck around with it. Listen. Somebody get this girl some water. Listen.
Are you sure you're not gonna fuck her off?
That's not the plan.
Not the plan.
Shirog's a nasty motherfucker, alright? You do not cross that man. And his lieutenant, right? Varys?
Mm-hmm.
The hunky fella that you're actually trying to, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, respect. I mean, he's a nice looking bloke, but he's not much better. He's really not. Like, he takes Shirog's work real seriously, and they are fucking cutthroats, right? You don't fuck with them. I would really, really encourage both of you, please, for your own sake, don't go there tonight.
Is it bad that for Lauren this is like even more like, yes, I want to be
Lauren's like heavy breathing.
Yeah, she's like, let's fucking
A bad boy.
Pirate Island. She's just like, fucking
I could change him.
All right,
Now, when you
I've
say
learned.
don't fuck with
Trying
him.
to get me to breathe today.
Jesus Christ. Shut the fuck up.
Man, my sides.
Jesus.
But yeah, anyways, this guy just made Lauren want to go like 10 times more. The sense
I
of
mean, this
danger.
guy definitely seems like he'd be a good source of information.
Yeah, exactly.
Good friend to have.
Well, Lauren's gonna go to the inn. Noelle, if you're down, you can come with me.
Don't we have to go to Dead Man's something?
Dead Man's Hill.
Dead Man's Hill?
Okay.
We should figure. Where is that, by the way? Helpful, half-elfin man?
I really shouldn't be enabling this.
Lauren's gonna be like, please. I'll buy you
Okay,
one
but like,
drink.
here,
You want a
all right,
bottle? And she'll
let's
pull out a
clarify
bottle.
something here. Is it like he's a bad dude because he's important and powerful on this island, or is it like he's a bad dude because everybody who goes to Dead Man's Hill dies? Like, are we gonna get murdered, or is it just this dude's morally, unscrupulous?
No, I don't know if he'll come
Great
back.
question, Noelle.
I mean, folks, stay the fuck away from them. Like, Shirog's into like dark magic shit, right? And Varys is, he's learning from the best, so he's right up there with it. They're both just. I've heard fucked up shit, right? Like human sacrifice type shit they've pulled, right?
We've dealt with that.
Like,
And you instantly have Barry's attention.
you are really not listening to what I'm saying here, I don't think. Right?
Lawrence is like lost, staring into the middle distance.
You can sacrifice my human. What? Yeah, no, he's into dark magic, like human sacrifice shit, like, you know, real weird occulty shit. Whole cruise right up in that. No, a lot of fucking. Oh, this is probably just gonna encourage you. I should just stop now. Actually, I'm just gonna not.
No, keep going, keep going.
No.
Don't stop.
No,
Don't stop for a month.
no.
Okay, what is Dead Man's Hill then?
That's their hold in town. It's their little neighborhood they call home. You're real new to Beddingwich, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, listen. 7 pirate lords, 7 crews, right? Run Beddingwich, right? Lords run the island, crews run the city. You got fucking Shirog, right? It's got Dead Man's Hill. Stay the fuck out of there, all right? You got Segan in Westgate. Westgate's not too bad, but I mean, it's still crews, so like, don't fuck around over there. Rantol's in Stormgate, other side of town, right? Crazy ass motherfucker. Don't fuck with him. Alright? Riviera, there's Pie's Place. Probably the nicest, safest part of town, but it's fucking expensive. So if you don't got money, kind of shit out of luck. Fuck. What was his name? Max is in Mistfield. There's not really much up there, actually, so there's not really any reason to go over there either. But careful with them. Yeah, Abby and Lazzie, right? They run the Royal Quarter right next to Stormgate. Also, kind of a wild bunch, so you know, I'd be careful over there too. And I guess he'll kind of glance down the street towards that giant mound, that hill with the tower. So, and there's also Toontown, but it's just kind of a slum, so I'm not sure you're really gonna find much there. Again, I'd if you really want to fuck with pirates, like, your business is your business, but like, don't go to Dead Man's Hill. Don't go to Dead Man's. It's not safe.
I'm just gonna put this out there, out of like character. This is a great opportunity to see what the Pirate Lord's like, and get some insight.
That's true. I have to admit, the longer this conversation goes on, the more hesitant I have become, because he's literally sacrificing human beings for evil rituals, which is pretty bad. Not in like a I can change him way, but in like a, you know, like war crime way, which is a little less sexy. I was just looking for a hunky guy, and I found a war criminal, you know?
I mean, if you want fucking hunky guys, I mean, you can go fucking anywhere. Go anywhere in town.
That was the first one I saw, and it turned out to be an evil overlord.
Oh,
What are the
look,
odds
no
of
counting
that?
for taste. No counting for taste. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying, you know, be careful.
Apparently, I picked the 1 in a million evil guy.
I mean, in fairness, that's like half the city. He's just like exceptionally so.
Exceptionally hot?
And Lauren's still gonna try to hit that.
I guess both.
I don't want a Lauren to go alone, but I also don't have as much interest in
Don't want
fucking this
Lauren to
evil.
go.
It's okay, Noelle. I got this. She'll just catch you.
Thank you, but- Take one for the team.
I'll take one for the team.
Jesus.
It's just gonna.
This is how Lauren
I feel
died.
like if we do this, it's just gonna feel like Willem. I don't know. This is all I'll be thinking about. Like, would I? It's never mind.
No, just think about that hunky Triton guy. Like, did you see that bod?
I know.
Let's reminisce
Probably
about
got all those muscles from all the people he cut into ribbons. And then threw into his burning human refuse
Your friend's
pile.
talking sense now. Thank you. Talk to her,
Sorry, I was
please.
never actually drunk. I just. Yeah.
What?
Never mind.
Lauren like holds up her bottle. She's like, I'm a little sloshed.
You hear one of the crows yell from the table. No outside bottles. Get that shit out of here.
I'm not in here.
My
I
mistake.
like to imagine we're at a table like just beyond the entryway. We're not in the building.
Fuck you.
All right, how hot is this half-elf guy then?
He's kind of mangy looking. I won't lie. He's missing a couple teeth. Like he's got like a nice face. Like he's earnest, but like he's definitely fucking broke off his ass. Does not have the means to take care of himself. And he's like, look, I gotta go. My shift is starting in like fucking 10 minutes. I gotta get out of here. Talk to your friend. Don't let her go to Dead Man's Hill, right? No hill. Please.
there's
I'm
a
gonna
hill I'm
give that guy
climbing,
before he
and that's
runs
a-
off like 4 gold as a thanks.
That's a lot of money.
No cares. You can have a
He's
day
like,
off.
he's fucking wide-eyed looking at his hand, like looks back to you. He's like, oh my god, thank. Really? Are you sure, brother?
Every good deed deserves a reward.
You are in the wrong fucking place for that, my friend.
This is accurate.
New here.
God
But I
bless. Be
recognize that
careful.
about
I've got to
myself.
run. Thank you. And he's gonna take off down the street.
So Lauren's gonna turn back to Noelle and be
Mhm.
like, so I think the only hill I'm climbing tonight is Dead Hill, so I can climb on that mountain of a man.
Do you think he'll let you do the honorary hand severing to begin the night?
If I'm lucky.
Begin the blood orgy?
Oh man. This poor man's heart was in the right place, but man, he was barking up the wrong tree.
Well, Lauren, I'm gonna cede him to you.
Okay.
They have cold feet.
You mean a cold feet?
Not big on the whole sacrifice thing. I'm gonna go find someone who doesn't do that stuff. I'm sure there are important people who don't do that stuff.
Okay. So, how would you like to proceed with your evening? As the sun has set, the sky is darkening. Street lights are beginning to flicker on.
Well,
Were we not going to investigate the bloodthirsty maniac?
we can and should, but we sort of talked ourselves into a corner here.
What do you want to do?
It's kind of up to Chani, to be honest. Do you actually want to proceed with this?
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
She came here to be wild, so she's gonna go do it.
All right.
So if you guys don't want to join, that is
This
totally
is so
okay.
irresponsible. We cannot just let you go by yourself, but like, boy, oh boy.
How
Bad
how
idea.
are we gonna how are we gonna follow if it's inside like a building that's heavily fortified?
It's a neighborhood, he said. It's a hold.
Well,
I presume
I was
there's a
kind of
building.
honestly.
I mean, there are buildings, yes, but they're neighborhoods
think
that
this
these
guy-
guys control.
You don't think this guy's building is fortified?
Did you guys not want to do the force thing still? Because like I am 100% okay doing this by myself. If you guys want to go hang out with the force for a night and familiarize.
So what you're saying is you're ready to have a new character.
If that's what happens, that's what happens.
The DM was quite explicit about how fucked up this is. Fucking hell. This got complicated. Fucking Valentine's Day.
I got it. We'll dress John up as a girl and then send him in with you.
Dress John up as a Lauren, pretending to be Opal. I'm here to
Yep.
fuck Varys.
Where's Derek? He pointed me this way.
He said he'd vouch for me.
You know, I think if it's just for a bang, I don't think anything bad's gonna happen. Not unless she asks too many questions, and I don't think she's in the mood to ask questions.
I feel like I'm the only person
love
who's
how-
saying anything.
I love how
No.
on my side, all of your cameras are all frozen on very just like unbelieving faces.
That's my entire mood right now. I just wanted to find a hot guy.
Well, you found one for Lauren, and she's hooked, quite literally.
All right, Lord, if you're dead set on this, do me a tiny, tiny favor.
Okay.
Take notes.
Oh. She pulls out her journal. She's like, I'm ready.
No, not while you're there. Don't want to do it while you're there, because they might murder you while you're there.
You should
No,
say
no,
your
no,
goodbyes.
I'll keep it in my mind, and then I'll write it down.
You should say your goodbyes to Gerald before you go.
That you should also do.
The 2 sending stones.
Hey Gerald, I'm gonna go fuck a hot Triton boy who apparently sacrifices people. Wish me luck. Hope I don't die. Bye.
Gerald, it's time for your daily panic attack.
I know you've missed them.
I know how much
You wasted. You wasted no time. I think we should see other people.
broke up via text.
Do you really think I shouldn't do it?
I think to deprive you of this opportunity would be very bad D&D. So go for it.
Alright.
If
I
you are
think-
going to
yeah.
A, be prepared for the consequences, whatever they are, and B, have fun.
I think you should be loyal to Gerald.
Oh, John.
Hey, John. That's not a Lauren.
Actually, we
Not
don't know that you
Lauren.
guys have an open relationship technically, but
True.
If you ask, she'll tell
yeah, I
you.
would
Like, oh,
probably
no, it's more of an
come up
open
in conversation.
thing.
I'm going to cast sending to you tonight. Just to make sure you're okay.
Okay.
And do tell them that you're expected.
Don't worry. I have a bunch of small wild shapes. Worst comes to worst, I just shoop, out of there.
That's fair. Most people can't do that.
That's a good point.
Plus, if there's a bunch of mice and stuff, then I'll fit right in. I don't know what's
But I
like.
think this is going to help.
Okay. So Lauren is bound and determined to hit up Dead Man's Hill and meet this hunky Varys. What is everyone else doing?
How about this? Can we find a spot in the woods that's near Dead Man's Hill that we can camp out in?
So, Dead Man's Hill is a neighborhood in town. I think asking for directions, you'll find out that it is pretty close to the wharf. So it's pretty like central, just probably like just south of Bergen's Boardwalk. If you wanted to head out of town, you would need to head either for Westgate or Stormgate because there's 2 gates out of the city, and those are on the east and west end of town.
Is Dead Man's Hill anywhere
pretty
near
central.
any woods at all?
It is pretty central to Beddingwich,
Damn
which
it.
is a pretty dense urban environment. No, there is no like forest in your vicinity. There's trees. There's individual trees, like there's palm trees and fruit trees all over the place, but like there's no forests per se.
Well, is Dead Man's Hill close to the Riviera?
It's not far. I think we'll say asking for direction is kind of getting a sense of where this place is. Against the citizens' better judgment, they will direct you towards Dead Man's Hill. It is so if you got the boardwalk right, Dead Man's Hill is like just like south central Beddingwich. You got neighborhoods on either side of it. You got the waterfront below that, further south, and then on the east side of town. So this side, I guess, for the camera. The east side of town would be where the Riviera is. So you're looking at probably like a 10, 15-minute walk between the two.
It's a little bit of a walk, but we could squat in the hotel room Lauren got until it gets late and see how things play out.
Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and she'll just bang what's his nuts?
Yeah,
Derek.
Derek. Maybe she'll just bang Derek and be done.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get lucky and she'll get lucky. We'll see.
Well, I'll get lucky tonight, just in different ways.
So I guess the party will split up. Lauren will begin making her way towards Dead Man's Hill, while the rest of the party begins to make their way towards the Riviera to wait for word on how this adventure goes.
I feel like this is just turning to be a bad idea.
Oh, now you're starting to
Lauren's
think.
going through what Noelle
Too late.
went through
She's already on her
20
way.
minutes ago.
It's too late. She's already in the hole.
So it is midnight central. I think now is a good time to break.
We don't even get to see Derek again.
I think we'll end with a Lauren kind of walking up to the sort of the access road to this neighborhood and being met by some of the very severe looking guards standing watch there.
No.
Before they can really say anything, Derek will push past him and like, "There you are. I was wondering when you'd show up. Come on this way." And together, the two of you will begin walking into the midst of El Shirog's hold in Beddingwich. So we will pick up there next time.
I'm just picturing
Johnny.
the last episode of Breaking Bad at this point.
Well,
All of
hey,
a
you know
sudden
what?
see a giant storm over the wharf, and it's like, oh shit, my tits up.
This is gonna sound horrible.
Back at the Riviera, it starts to rain, and you just get that that distant rumble from out over the ocean as the rain is splattering on the window of Lauren's fucking hotel room.
Well, we'll see what happens.
See what happens next time, right?
I mean, at least Johnny's the one doing it. I'd feel less hopeful for the outcome if it was anyone else.
Yeah. Johnny's got she's got tools to get out of stuff like this.
I'm gonna kill your ass next session.
No.
I kid.
She just wanted to bang. Like, come on.
Varys
I
is gonna
blame
kill
Fled
your
for
ass.
this. Hey, DM, is there a hot guy around? Why, yes, there is. The most evil man on the island.
He's a war criminal.
And he's the hottest boy you've ever seen. Well, shit.
I imagine
Catch
10 out of 10.
22. He's hot. Gotta do him.
10 out of 10 on the hunk scale, right?
Oh yeah, no, he's like fucking like chiseled, cut, super fucking trim.
Yeah, she's sold. Everything else that guy was saying was just like background noise. Like,
Bop, 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 bop.
Beheading.
It's like a Muppet. Bop, 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 bop. Beheadings. Bop, 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 bop. Human sacrifice. Bop, 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 bop. Blood orgies. Bop, 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 bop.
wait, did he actually say
Orgies?
blood orgy?
Somebody else said blood orgy.
I said blood orgies.
Yeah.
that actually something said? Because that would actually bring some concern. That would be.
Yeah, that was speculation from Noel. So not confirmed.
Give me an insight check
On what?
on your speculation.
On who? What? What am I? What?
Uh-oh. Now I'm concerned.
Insight is +6, I think. Yeah, 16.
16. I mean,
You know,
he
with
did
advantage.
stop.
I'll help
He
with
did
that.
stop
I know
himself
all
short
about
of that
religion.
last point pretty
Okay,
abruptly.
so blood orgies, maybe not.
It's not off the table. So, MVP vote for the night.
I'm gonna give it to Alora because she gonna need it.
I'll agree with that.
Oh, God.
Lauren, you've been racking in the fucking
Yeah, shit. I
inspiration.
feel like Shawnee's won like every MVP for the last 4 or 5
3
sessions.
sessions.
But yeah, I'll,
three sessions.
oh,
three
3,
sessions.
okay.
Before that, it was Burberry.
Yeah, sure. Toss
Because she always.
So, random question. If I have inspiration, but I have 3 RP points and I use inspiration, can I cash it in and get inspiration again?
You
And
Mid-session,
you got between
no.
sessions.
That was my question.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, everybody will get an RP point. I heard from everybody tonight. So good sesh, everybody.
That puts me back up to 1.
Yeah, so like from a role playing standpoint, A plus. As a character or as a person who's played this a lot, I'm very concerned. In character, I'm super excited to hear about what you find whenever you get back.
I feel like this is exactly what Lauren planned to do here at
I know.
Pirate Island, was to do some dumb shit, and like it's just like all encompassing right there. It's like, yeah, sounds about right.
I'm fucking here for it.
I
Oh.
appreciate that. It made that session suddenly drastically more interesting.
I quoted
Ouch, was it not
wrong.
interesting? I'm sorry.
That's not your fault. That's
It
our
should've-
fault for being wishy-washy.
It should have been what light through yonder himbo breaks.
Genuinely.
God, I hope he's a himbo.
What is a himbo?
It's like a bimbo, but
Big
he's a
old
dude.
dumb buff guy,
Oh.
basically.
Got
But
it,
like in
got
an
it.
innocent and cute way.
John feels personally
That'd
attacked
be
right now.
John what?
I said John feels slightly attacked right now.
I don't think John's a himbo. John's too smart.
Yeah, but your definition was very, very close to John.
I mean, that's just what it is.
Himbo
But the
is-
key differentiating word there is dumb.
Yes.
Big dumb.
I will refer you to John's IQ stat.
It's not negative.